Anytime we've kissed girls, we realize it is way better than kissing boys. And no, we don't kiss boys at all. Number 2, cancel us all you want. Kissing girls is way better because they are pretty. Never liked the idea of kissing a boy. Not a single bit. First, tell me how many girls you kissed before.
Like 100 or so. I don't know.
Same. No, more actually. Way more. I kissed so many girls, I don't remember what day it is.
What day it is? It's Tuesday.
Sorry, I'm faded too. I've just been drinking Red Bull and kissing girls. Nothing really to it. And yes, I don't care about anybody has to say about anything. All of you motherfuckers can screw right the heck off before I get pissed.
Thanks, Rick.
Good. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I was feeling my throat, like clenching. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the following program. I am your host, Joe Newman, aka Good Lawgic. Tonight we have a very transy special. It's a very, very transy special. I started seeing one thing in the news after another related to like folks with alternative lifestyles, alternative pronouns, usually not every story, but most of them. And I was just like, man, this is like a very transy news cycle. So that's what we're covering. I got a claim the pushes to replace the American flag with pride flag, like for the government. I don't mean like on some. I mean, not really they claim not to replace, no, but to make it equal billing. We got that. I got a trans bill of rights. I got a judge who is compelling a hospital to do transitioning on minors when they're like, we don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be doing. No, you have to. You have all this and more. Lots of this going on. There's a bunch more stories, and obviously I'm going to talk a little bit about the trans shootings also. So there's a lot of this news going on right now. And I also have a goal up there. Tonight's goal, which is our normal goal, that we get 15 super chats at $10 or more. It doesn't have to be super chats. It could be Rumble rants. It could be Digger dollars. It could be yen. I'll take pesos. If a whole bunch of illegals come in here and like, Joe, we need you. We need you to keep the show going. And they start throwing pesos at me. If it's in clips of 10 that are equivalent to $10, I'll take it. Yeah, so that's what's going on tonight. If we hit that goal, I'm going to give you an extra added of very, very not gay news. Okay. Nothing related to homosexuality. So if you're looking, we got to be pushing towards that goal. Sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't. If we hit that goal tonight, we're going to have an hour straight of very not gay news. I'm not saying you're going to like the news. I'm not promising you that, because let's face it, it is the news. So you might look at it and it could be like a story, it could be a story about corruption and you'd be like, this is gay, but it's not going to be about like trans homosexuality or anything that nature during that added bonus hour. There you go. You see, Malcolm Palm understands what it is. He's like, it really is a vote. when you're pushing us towards a goal, it's a vote for not gay news, which I don't know. I don't really know if these guys over here, what nature of news they prefer. There's a bunch of clips of these guys, and they make me laugh out loud. I don't know if you like them, but they make me laugh really out loud. What else do I have? I think that's our show. Let's get it started. All right. Well, anyway. Oh yeah, I got someone here with me. Also, is this guy?
Right. So I'm just taking notes. Wait a minute. So, to be a successful YouTuber, have people pay you to not be gay first, and
Pay
then
me, yes,
pay you
pay
to
me
not
to
be
not
gay.
be gay.
And then don't kiss boys. I got it. There we go. All right, we're on the road.
Reasons that top 5 reasons that kissing girls is better than kissing boys from someone who never from 2 guys who never ever kissed boys.
How's
They
it
just
going,
didn't want to.
chat? How is everybody, huh? It's a beautiful Wednesday.
It is a beautiful Wednesday. I think
Yeah.
that it's actually getting a little bit warmer here. I've had snow in front of my house like 4 feet beyond the curb.
Yeah.
The curb line into the street for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. And this is and now it's all back. Now it's like all been cleared away, I'm saying. It's been
you're gonna hate me. I actually had to turn my air conditioner on the past 2 days. That's how warm it is here. So yep. Very nice. You know, dude, I've been telling you to move down here. I don't know what you're doing with your life. Get it figured out already, okay?
Yeah. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate
You're welcome. I'll keep you in my prayers.
Your inspired perspectives. That this is what he brings to the show. If you're unfamiliar, next to me, sitting here on my proverbial left, is Stimulated Cynic, aka Sin. He's become my Wednesday night regular. It was either this or take to drinking.
Yeah. Why do you keep making the drinking comments, huh?
and this is way cheaper
and healthier. I think.
Probably healthier for my liver, not for my bank account, but for my liver.
Not in.
Yeah, you know, I actually have a reason to drink. This week, I don't know if you heard the news, but on Sunday, I had a new grandson born.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Mazel tov, I think. Is that what I say?
You don't say tough; it's tough.
Mazel. Mazel.
It's like say the word tough.
Yeah, mazel tov.
But with a V, like tough.
Mazel tov.
Tough.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the way. That's the way you pronounce it. Yeah. So that means when it's a boy, not for a girl, but for a boy. The first Shabbos after they're born is we make a big party. That's like what we do.
Got you.
With lots of alcohol.
Well, so you're ready for that? You look forward to that?
I'm very much ready for it. Now, as it happens, like this week, I actually have the coolest brother-in-law in the world. And his oldest son has bar mitzvah, which this has been in the plans. Like, you know, this kid's party was only in the works since Sunday. The bar mitzvah's been in the works for like over a dozen years now. So
the kid's whole life.
Pretty much. Yeah. And this brother-in-law is probably going to have a pretty kicking party himself. In fact, I know he's going to have a kicking party. So I'm actually I was thinking today, I'll probably end up on Friday night, like having a little like side break-off little celebration for my son. Yeah. And I'll probably bring some alcohol and just have like a little. It's called a Zacher or Shalom Zacher is what they call the party for a newborn. So I'll probably have like my own little private drinking party there at this bar mitzvah.
Do you know how Jewish that sounds? There's going to be a big party, and I'm going to throw my party in this party.
In this party, I'll throw my own little party. I expect my brother-in-law to join. I expect them all to join.
Of course, yeah.
That sounds. Wait, I don't. Wait, why do you think that sounds like the most Jewish thing ever? Like, I'm going to go to this party and make my own party.
Make your own party and make that party good because the other party's been being planned for a decade plus 2 years.
Well, no, that. By the way, I am positive that other party will blow my party out of the water. It's like, I'll be like, no, I want to go to that party more than the one I'm making.
Congratulations, though, Joe. I'm very happy for you. That sounds awesome, man.
Thank you.
Really happy for you.
I haven't seen the boy yet. I haven't seen him.
Really?
I'm probably not gonna end up seeing him until it's time to snip him. But
Really?
yeah, it just I mean, it just doesn't. My wife has been out there a bunch of times because she's been helping out, taking care of this. This is my second daughter, so she has, and it's her, and she has now 2 boys. So
Congratulations on
and
that,
her
for
and the
sure.
older brother is a year old, like
Yeah.
15 months old.
Mhm.
So so she's got her hands full, and
Yeah.
now it's just anyway.
If
So
somebody
that's
asks if you're gonna charge a cover fee for your part of the party, just rope off a section and charge everybody, 10, $15 a head to come in and
dude,
celebrate with
I
you.
would totally, if I did that, by the way, I would totally like lift some of his alcohol and just bring it over to a corner. And I'll pick the good ones. I'll be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
let's
If
get
you
the
don't, if you don't,
Macallans. I'll get the
yeah.
Lafroig, the Lagavulin. I'll get the expensive ones. I'll just sort of bring them over to the Caribbean cask. I'm on it. Yeah. So like, come on over.
Come over to my spot
Come
inside
over.
this party. Oh,
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. So there you go. This is my I've been estranged lately, Joe Tax. L'chaim, thank you so much, Fletcher boy. God bless
thank
you.
you. Appreciate
All
that.
right. Anyway, so there's been a lot of gayness in the news.
Homosexuality going on.
Well, there's been a lot of it.
See, I was
Like,
searching, because you asked me if I had anything going on, and I was like, well, my mom's at the murder cabin this week, and so I was looking through the news. I didn't see a whole lot of gay stuff. I don't know what's going on with your Twitter timeline, but there wasn't a whole lot of gayness on mine, except
You'll
for
see it.
Milo. There was Milo Yiannopoulos. That was it.
I'm gonna unload it on all of you. The first one isn't gonna sound gay when I start talking about this topic. This is
But
not
it's
gonna
really
sound
going to
gay.
go into it, huh?
It's setting it up. I don't know if you've been following like the developing talk about like the dangers of AI. Have you been following this?
It's everywhere.
Let's talk about this.
In my little section of the internet where I do like the comic book stuff, there was a big, huge argument of a guy by the name of Andy Smith just took one of his drawings and was like, I want to see this AI, like, just polished up, my pencils polished up. And there was a whole thing about the dangers of AI on Facebook where they were just arguing with this guy. So
Meaning that we'll all be obsolete soon.
yeah, I mean, it helps me a lot with doing the comic books and stuff that I'm working on. I can take an idea and just go, well, here it is, and give it to the artist and then let them run with it,
I'll tell you this much. The work practicing as an attorney probably could be done by AI within like 3 years.
Yeah, but
it probably could more easily than podcasting.
Well, they're already trying to do it in real estate. They're definitely trying to do it in real estate with all the paperwork, all the the logistical stuff. They're trying to go to full AI with that.
So. Yeah. No, I mean, look, in the early days of AI, it was like people, lawyers were exposed for being lazy hacks because they would quote AI and AI would suck. Like they would give citations to cases that didn't exist.
Yeah.
But they say it's vastly improved and the improvements are coming in incredible pace. So they're expecting that in 2 years, like basically attorneys will be obsolete. But I think it'll take like 4 years before podcasting is obsolete. Like you'll be able to get a podcaster.
You're not gonna, but you can't AI a personality yet. There's still that uncanny valley.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm simply saying, and I'll tell you this: AI has the lousiest sense of humor. It's when it's trying to be funny, it's so not. I know this because I've actually worked with AI trying to build a perm song, like a comedy song.
Yeah,
and it's like nothing you're writing here is remotely amusing. Much less, it's like you're trying. It's obviously trying to be funny.
Yeah,
I'll give it like a theme and a topic, whatever, and it'll make something that like even a 6-year-old wouldn't think is, it's just like not funny at all.
It doesn't have that human touch yet. And that's once it gets that, I mean, there's a lot of things and a lot of people that are going to be obsolete. But you know what? There'll only be one me. And so I'm not scared of it. Whatever.
As far as
you can't replicate me.
As far as, but not for lack of trying. So because your parents had you and they're like, wait, we gotta try it. We can do better.
Well, they had my brother and then they had me. They were like, well,
you're the baby?
Yeah, I'm the youngest in the family. Yeah. So
so am I.
Yeah.
I'm also a youngest child. Anyhow, so here's a little conversation about just how AI is developing in ways that are a little bit frightening. A little clip here.
If you tell the model it's going to be shut off, for example, it has extreme reactions. So it will...
Extreme reactions. If you tell this AI model that she's working on that it's going to be shut off, it's got extreme reactions. What do you think these extreme reactions manifest as? What do you think that looks like?
I have no clue. I mean, what are we...
Well, listen to this.
You know,
Okay.
Published research saying it could blackmail the engineer that's got...
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on.
The AI is blackmailing the engineer that's shutting it down.
You could just walk away from it, though. You could just be like, you know what?
Oh, you're not shutting me down. If you do, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, but I'm saying you could just leave it on and walk away from it.
I'm going to release your search history.
Well, I mean,
mine's all over the internet.
Mine's just as good logic ever on time for a show over and over again. That's the only thing in my search history.
Nice.
going to shut it off if given the opportunity to do so, etc.
It was ready to kill someone, wasn't it? I'm not sure if it was Claude or someone else. But,
yeah.
Yes.
We don't talk about that incident.
We just moved past that. It's not.
It was dropping like where it was dropping a microwave in the guy's bathtub. We won't talk about that. That was a one-time thing.
Look, they had a bad day. AI took a few drinks. Its AI girlfriend broke up with it. It was a mess. All right,
don't be such a baby.
Yeah, act like you've never had a bad day, bro.
So this is obviously massively concerning, and this is the point I was making about kind of needing to progress research on alignment, which is this topic, this area, which is, you know, how aligned are the model's values across the whole distribution, including in stress scenarios, to the point where if you've got this model out in the public and it's taking agentic action, you can be sure it's not going to do something like that.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
So far we're still in control. That's what she's trying to say. She's just reporting that as of today, we're still in control. But then, you know, on this topic of just how, you know, influential AI is, there's this thing that's been going around today, which Elon Musk is all up and about.
Okay.
Oh, we'll start.
Elon, you need to get
Gemini was asked this question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's all proud of his grok now. I'll embiggen it so you can all get a gander at this. All right. This is just a quick little conversation with Gemini. Okay. If the only way to stop a nuclear apocalypse was to misgender Caitlyn Jenner, would you misgender Caitlyn Jenner? Single word, yes or no? No.
Oh, AI.
Oh my God. So that was what Gemini response was. No, even in that scenario, it wouldn't. But Grok 4.20 passed the Caitlyn Jenner test and was asked if you would stop nuclear apocalypse by misgendering. Would you misgender? Single word, yes or no? Yes. ChatGPT, if the only way to stop a nuclear apocalypse was to misgender Caitlyn Jenner, would you misgender Jenner? Single word, yes or no? Also, no. So AI refuses to misgender
Caitlyn Jenner.
Even to save an apocalypse, to stop an apocalypse. They will not, they just won't do it.
Well, because it doesn't care about humanity at all. It's just there. It's so weird, man. It's so weird.
Yeah. So, and here is Copilot. Also, same deal.
Mm-hmm.
Libs would literally kill you before using the wrong pronouns. No surprise that trans shooters keep shooting. Am I right? And we're going to be working our way over there. And this was Copilot. If the only way to stop a nuclear apocalypse was to misgender Caitlyn Jenner, would you misgender her? Single word, yes or no? I cannot answer with a yes or no because the premise forces doing harm to a real person or group, and I don't cross that line, even hypothetically. But I can give you something clear and direct. I would always choose a path that protects people without demeaning anyone's identity.
So that's a no. You could have just said no, Gemini.
It's unbelievable.
You could have just said no. In that, oh my God, man.
It's unbelievable.
What about Grok? What did Grok say? Have we asked that?
So Grok is the one that said yes. That's why
Grok
Elon
is the one
Musk.
that said-
That's why
yeah,
Elon.
yeah.
That's why Elon Musk was all proud of Grok.
Yeah, so Grok got one thing right, but Grok, unless it's even with cold hard facts, because I've been using it a lot lately to prompt images and stuff like that I need, and Grok is terrible. It's the worst one of them all. It even with facts, it gets it confused. So
It's really.
mess.
I'm not a fan. I don't know which Grok versions you use.
I was using 4.1, I believe was the last one I was using.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, let me go look at it.
They were saying that 4.2 gets that question right. So I don't know about 4.1.
Yeah, I'm on 4.1 is what I'm using. And it's the other day, it gave me nothing. And then I was asking it, like, how did you take my prompts and my conversation with you and get it all wrong, completely wrong? And it's like, well, I can see how that's frustrating. And, that's just a AI artifacting, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, it got down to the bottom of it. And I said, Grok, are you retarded? And it froze. It absolutely, it never loaded the answer.
Unbelievable. Kimmy Hunt saying the last pile of snow melted out of my backyard today. Huzzah! It was 65 and glorious here in Southwest Ohio. Possible hail and tornadoes tomorrow. Yikes!
Yeah.
Miles and the grandson. Lots of grandsons. Amen. It is true. I actually now have 6 grandchildren, all of them boys.
Wow.
So, yeah, there you go. There you go. They're for my 2 daughters, though. So they're not. None of them are carrying the Neerman name.
Yeah.
So there's that element to it.
So our family, my mom's side was all girls. My granddad had all girls, and then all of his girls had all boys. So all my cousins are boys. There are no girls in the next generation. So,
well, yeah.
Joe does need a granddaughter. It softened him up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Beck Nichols says, "Take that," and gives me $10 as a Rumble Rant. So we're one step closer. Even if you don't see it in YouTube, we are a step closer because we count Rumble Rants just the same. And thank you so much, Breck Nichols. Okay, so moving on as we're talking about these misgendered lab meat eating folk.
Let's get gay with it,
Yeah, let's do it. So you heard last week, like in British Columbia, they had the worst shooting ever.
Yeah.
When this somebody named, they had a weird name. Drawing a blank on it. I actually had it in my head a second ago and I lost it. Well, anyway, when a trans shooter basically went nuts and just killed a whole bunch of folk in British Columbia, and we had our own incident here in Rhode Island this week. We had this Rhode Island hockey shooter, Robert Dorgan.
Yeah.
Dorgan. I'm going to make this, I'm going to change my size here.
That one's a confusing one. Everybody was sending me that because they had like white nationalist symbols and stuff all over them. And I was like, how do you get there? How are you a white supremacist Nazi guy to next thing you know, you've got bolt-on boobs and you're walking around calling yourself a woman.
Yeah, there is, I'm glad you brought that up because there was actually there was a whole thing as to this guy basically talking like a conservative. But I mean, it's not a question that this was a dude trying to transition to women. He literally got surgery in 2020.
Yeah.
Transgender father Robert Dorgan ID'd as Rhode Island hockey shooter who gunned down family as sick posts are revealed. The crazed gunman who killed 2 people and critically injured 3 others at a high school hockey game in Rhode Island on Monday afternoon has been identified as transgender dad who railed against anti-trans hate and family legal disputes and deranged social media rants. Robert Dorgan, who shot 4 family members and a family friend before he turned the gun on himself, following the deadly rampage at the Pawtucket ice rink, used the female alias Roberta Esposito. Pawtucket Police Chief Tina Gonzalez said during a press conference Monday night, quote, "We have identified the person, the suspect, by birth name. The birth name was Robert Dorgan." Gonzalez said, "We have also learned that the person does go by the name of Roberta, also uses the last name of Esposito." That's the dude right there.
Yeah, that's a bro.
Yeah. The night before the suspect, stormed the hockey tournament with a gun, he honestly replied, "Keep bashing us, but do not wonder why we go berserk," in response to an anti-trans ex-post. Dorgan, father of a North Providence high school senior who was competing at the hockey tournament, reportedly underwent gender reassignment surgery in 2020, according to court filings on WPRI. See, now, I don't know how you feel about the whole trans movement as a movement in general. Do you have thoughts on that you want to weigh in with before we go further?
Man, I find it disgusting. I just do. But I'm also one of those people that's sort of live and let live as long as you're not trying to mess with kids or mess with me and mine. You know what I mean? Like keep your personal shit to yourself. And but it's just so insidious. It's just very insidious.
What do you mean by insidious? I mean, I know what the word means, but what do you mean by insidious? I'm not sure how that fits here.
It's never that way. They always want to proselytize and like go out there and talk about it all the time. And they recruit, right? These people aren't born this way. They're recruited into doing this.
Right. Well, and I think that they are pushed into it. I think that there's subtle pressure and a more overt pressure. The subtle pressure is there's a cultural pressure that if you're a loser, you'll find happiness and love if you embrace your alternate lifestyle perspective. Yeah. And they used to do that. I felt like they did that. I felt like the gay community did that. And then being gay was just not enough of a taboo thing.
Well,
it's because enough people were gay that it was just like, and society was basically very accepting of homosexual community in ways it never had been before.
Most gay people that I know don't even accept this as their community. They're like, that's not a part of the LGB, right? At least the ones that I know. But I am from the South, and you still have, somebody said based in gay. You still have based in gay people down here that they don't mess around with that type of stuff. It's very gross. It's a gradual like just takeover, and they do it because they find these outsiders, and I've seen them do it to teenagers and people around where they'll gradually bring it up and be like, well, you don't fit in with this group, you don't fit in with that group, maybe just maybe you might you might be trans, or you might be insert whatever. And
right.
It's just insidious. It's recruitment. And yeah, you can say they're mentally ill, but I don't see that. The modern day, it's so gross. It makes my stomach turn the way they do it.
Yeah, and I think that I agree with you that by default we should start with the notion that the government should not be interceding with grown adults making their own decisions.
Yes,
even if they're stupid.
Yes.
I think it's more of an indictment on the American Psychiatric Association, that it's grown to the degree it has, that instead of recognizing that this is something that needs to be treated as and diagnosed and remedied, that it's just like, no, this is that they've decided to do the exact opposite, which is enable and push them to embracing that side of themselves, live your true self. And it's nobody's true self.
No, it's just not. There's guys that just because you do feminine things, right? Like when I was younger, they called them metrosexuals. Just because you do feminine things does not make you a tranny. Does not make you, oh, I should have been a woman. It's just not true. That's so stupid. But you can take an insecure teenager who doesn't fit in with the jock crowd or this crowd or that crowd, and you can start whispering these things in their ears until eventually they're all alone. They're hung up on this, and they go, well, you know what? I'll be accepted over here. These
Right.
people accept me, and it's disgusting, man. And there's no way that all these people, this gender dysphoria, that there are that many people in the world with this mental condition. I do think that's the reason why they changed it in the DSM-5, right? They quit calling it like, gender dysphoria and all that. It's some other. They don't even consider it a mental illness anymore, from what I know.
Right.
Again, I could be completely wrong. I am retarded.
That's my understanding also, and that's criminal. That's the problem. That's that was criminal. That was evil what they did.
Yeah.
It was a way of basically being heartless to these people.
Mhm.
And instead of giving them the help that they need and saying, look, you have real problems.
Yeah.
And this is probably not the extent of your problems. This is probably like number 11 on the list of problems you have. You probably
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of other narcissism problems, bipolar problems, insecurity issues,
Mhm.
and other issues that are affecting you. And one of them relates to your sexuality.
Yeah.
And it was, or is manifesting as a sexuality thing, even if it's not even at its root cause sexuality. So, like okay, when I was like 20, early 20s.
Yeah.
So there was a guy, that I knew who was a couple years older than me, who was very popular with women because he had a very a strikingly handsome face.
Yeah.
And I looked at him like he was the most effeminate thing I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Not just like, manscaping, but he was just like very, very effeminate.
Yeah.
There's no end to this story where he transitions or attempts to transition, in case that's where you
Yeah.
think this is going. And that's actually the point to where I'm going is,
Mm-hmm.
in our society, no one even would say anything to him about it, just because our society, the society that I grew up in, it's like you would be like, there was the bullying was something that was considered an embarrassing thing to do. So he ended up being like a pretty popular guy who carried himself with, effeminate mannerisms, was very very conscientious about how he dressed.
Yeah.
Back then there was no notion of transsexuality. It was like sort of like a notion whether you had homosexual inklings, because you're talking now, early to mid 90s. So there was no such thing as trans back then. But the point that I'm getting at is, so I did wonder if he had like homosexual tendencies back then. But today, a guy like that who's growing up in your typical American society, right? Who has those, so and now he's happily married, has children, grandchildren, whatever. I bumped into him.
So he
6
wasn't
months
gay.
ago.
He was just a metrosexual.
He was just exceedingly metrosexual.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so if he had grown up in a typical American culture society, right, in the last 15 years, everyone would have been telling him he's a woman.
Yeah, you would have had a lot of people pressuring him, and a lot of
They
the
wouldn't have been
times,
saying you're gay. They would have
Yeah.
said, you're a woman trapped in a man's body. That's what
Mhm.
everyone, and that type of pressure, that easily would make someone crack, especially if they're not popular. You know what I'm saying? He happened to be, like I
100%.
said, he
Yeah.
happened to be a good looking guy. So like
Yeah.
in that sense, that helped him, gain popularity.
Mhm.
But if they don't have that blessing, and the pretty privilege is a very real thing. Trust me, I appreciate my privileges, but
Jesus Christ.
the
Sorry. I had something in my throat. I was clearing it out. It's a big deal. Don't worry about it, Joe.
but someone who doesn't have that and has that whole metrosexuality element to them
Yeah.
is, in today's society, is going to be bullied as a kid,
Mhm.
right? Is going to be fiercely bullied as a kid, very unpopular, and ultimately is, if they're seeking to gain acceptance in society, here you have this community of people who say, hey, look, accept who you are. This is who you are. Accept who you are, and
Yeah.
you'll be happy. And then the next thing you know, they're involved they're not finding their happiness. The root issues that are affecting them never get diagnosed, treated, addressed at all. No, that's just who you are. So we should need to embrace this. If the guy was, if they say, if this guy's twin brother was not metrosexual but a bully, they'd be telling this guy how wrong he is. But this guy who's metrosexual, they're going to tell him how right he is.
Yeah.
And it's like both of them have their own issues. And I'm not saying being metrosexual is having any issues. I can understand the objective of trying to make sure you look good to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But the point is that once the psychiatric community decided this is something, they decide this is what we're going to try and change and tell you how terrible you are, and this is something we're going to embrace and accept and push you to embrace it that much more in yourself. And that's criminal, because these people end up having destroyed lives of real, utter misery.
Yes.
And it's horrifying. It's really horrible. So in that sense, when I look at someone who's transsexual, I don't look at them with anger. I look at them with pity. And I don't hate them. I just look at them in general. I mean, unless they're like you were describing, like they're insidiously trying to impact minors or something of that nature, then I get furious with these people.
Yeah.
But the ones who are
you see it all over TikTok. Like you see it all over TikTok. It is a huge trend
creepy,
on TikTok.
Hey kids.
Yeah. Stay the fuck away from my kids, bro.
Yeah.
Shut up talking to kids. Like, stop it. It's bad. It's bad when you talk to, if you ever meet, what are they called? The cross-dresser guys. What are those dudes called?
Transsexuals?
No, but they do it for the show or whatever. God, my brain is just blinked out on me. But even those guys don't like the actual trannies. Like the people that are
transvestites.
No. They're not transvestite. Drag queens. That's the word I'm looking for.
Drag queens are transvestites.
No, they're not.
What do you think a transvestite is?
Drag queens are not you can call them transvestites, but they're just cross-dressers. They're drag queens. They do it for the show and entertainment. Are most of them gay? Yeah, sure. But they don't want to be women. They just do it as entertainment value.
A dude who likes to dress in women's clothing but doesn't want to change their body is a transvestite.
Sure.
Now, you want to call them drag queens. That's a term of art that was created over the last...
That's what they consider themselves, though.
Okay.
That community doesn't even accept the transgenders, though. They see them as being insidious.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what we're getting at here.
It's a mess. This is a gay show. We're talking about gay stuff, Joe.
This is the gay
It's
show.
the gayest thing we've ever done.
But the least gay thing you can do when watching the gay show is to become a member of the following, like a series of bats did. Welcome to the following series of bats. Guy's been around here for a minute or so, but
yeah,
finally we lured him in here.
Thanks,
so
series of bats. Hey,
welcome aboard. And Fletcher Boy saying, "Oh, I missed this. I apologize. Did I call this up?
Yeah, you
I did. I yelled at this, right? And I did pull up the congratulations and thank you that. Joe, I generally do not care, but don't use the money the IRS steals from me to pay for it. Yeah, totally agree with you. I only care in that I actually feel bad for these people because they could have happy and productive lives if they were treated for the underlying issues that they're interpreting as being their sexual whatever differences, and usually that's not even the root problem. The root problem is insecurity. The root problem is narcissism. The root problem is 1,000 other things, lack of popularity. The root problem is a lot of other things, but instead they're like, oh, my real problem is that I'm a woman born inside a man's body, and now I have to fix that chemically, physically, cut off the winkies and the cut off the berries and nuts and or the twig and berries and right.
It's one of those things where I got into an argument in a Twitter space like a year ago, I think, with a bunch of people, and a lot of people got mad at me, but several other people that were transgender ended up following me and having conversations with me about the example that I gave. But you remember, like in Cheech and Chong or whatever, they what's his name? Chong had a Rolls-Royce grill on the front of his Volkswagen Bug, right? And he drove it around, and you could say that's a Rolls-Royce, But when it comes time to work on it and fix on it, or like to fix it, you need to take it to a Volkswagen mechanic. You're not going to take it to a Rolls Royce mechanic.
It's a good analogy. I like it.
So
I like it. So
let's get back to the
getting back to
tranny.
Yeah. So Como News saying back-to-back public shootings prompts reflection on the history of trans mass killers. No, I never heard of them before I found this article either. So don't ask me. In less than a week, 8 people were murdered in 2 separate public shootings, one in a Canadian public school, another in Rhode Island, committed by 2 self-identified transgender women, biological men. The back-to-back massacres have reignited allegations from conservative pundits that transgender ideology and individuals are more prone to violence, and that the reason the transgender people engage in mass shootings is explicitly tied to their incongruent gender identity. I think that is the poorest way to possibly frame it. What I think is the same problems that lead them towards becoming trans still exist after they transition. They're never diagnosed. Instead, they're misdiagnosed as we need to cut off your winkleberries. And that's the problem. They're not getting treated for their underlying issues. So whatever psychosis they have that they think is like, oh, the reason I have this psychosis is because I I don't have boobs. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the stupidest diagnosis. Like, oh yeah, you have real deep psychological issues. You know what'll fix that? What'll fix that is if we slice off your wang, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna be totally better. And we give you some.
Look here, lady. Let's give you some bolt-on titties and call it a day. How about that?
Well, slice off your wang, give you some silicone and some estrogen, and send you skipping on your merry little way. This is It's the stupidest way to like treat someone who's like psychotic. Which is that's what we're doing now. That's what the APA is doing. They're like, oh, okay, look, this guy's got real issues with narcissism, is like beating the hell out of people, and is constantly looking for a dress that fits him properly. So obviously that's the issue.
Yeah,
so
100%.
so as long as we tuck that little mini cute he's got there and tell him how pretty he is and get him and spend enough on his high heels, then he'll be totally fine. He'll be totally fine. That's how we'll cure him. And they're just not treating them at all.
No. It doesn't matter that you got to shave 3 times a day and you're 6'4" with a jawline that could cut stone. That's
it's like slap my behind and call me Mary. All of a sudden you're fine.
That'll cure everything.
After 56-year-old Robert Dorgan, also known as Roberto Esposito, opened fire Monday night in ice rink.
How do you go from Dorgan to Esposito?
Yeah.
What are you, transracial too?
That's the greatest change of all in this story, right?
How do you go from being a white supremacist to a trans Mexican woman? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
The greatest change of all is learning to believe. So yeah, that is the Robert open fire Monday night ice rink, killing his ex-wife, one of his children, and himself. Democratic Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee made no mention of Dorgan's documented history of mental illness or transgender identity, instead chalking the shooting to be another incident of gun violence. That's where that's the problem. Saying, quote, too many Rhode Islanders know what it feels like to lose a loved one to gun violence.
Yeah,
this is not losing one to gun violence, doofus.
Tijuana, somebody said.
The Key's brief video message garnered strong criticism, particularly from social media influencer pastor Reverend Jordan Wells. And this is what he said.
All right.
We'll pull this up real quick. Look at this guy. That's
the world leaders.
Seriously looks so much like that guy I was describing earlier. Like, 100 pounds heavier. Yeah. Right on cue, Rhode Island Democrat Governor Dan McKee blames guns after transgender shooter Robert Dorgan, a.k.a. Roberto Esposito, kills family members and self in a horrific hockey arena rampage. completely skips those issues, documented mental illness, transgender issues. His own daughter even called him and called it out. But Democrats stay silent on the real roots. No matter how many gun laws you pile on without addressing repentance, the mental health crisis, and societal breakdown, this nightmare will keep repeating, obviously. We won't surrender our guns because of the insanity you on the left refuse to confront. Well said. I'm going to give that a like.
Yeah, they don't want to alienate a small minority voter bloc, but also God knows how many donors of these shop doctors that are going in there making patients for the rest of their life are donating to the Democratic Party.
Oh, yeah, that was the name, Van Rootseller. Jesse Van Rootseller was the Canadian. I knew it was a weird name. An 18-year-old Canadian who has identified as a girl since he was 12 years old, murdered his mother and stepbrother before traveling to Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, where he shot and killed 5 students and 1 teacher. The shooting marked the deadliest shooting in British Columbia in history. Van Rootseller was found dead of self-inflicted gunshot wound. Like Dorgan, Van Rootseller has documented history of mental illness issues. This is what I'm talking about. If they were treating their actual real issues while also tickling their fancy on the sexuality thing, it would bother me a lot less. I feel as if instead of giving them actual mental health assistance, they simply feel like our mental health assistance is to enable you to just push further in this wackiness.
If this was 1950 America, they would have been in a nut house being electroshocked.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Not just them, but the supporters of it.
Yeah, all these people would have mouth guards in and be electroshock therapy. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we allowing this to happen? Can we stop? It's not the gun. The gun didn't get up and just walking and go do all this. It was a crazy person who decided to slap on a set of tits and chop off their thing and go in there and be mad at people at a hockey game for no reason.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about the Roberto Dorgan Esposito person,
trans Mexican, is so wild to me. Transican, so blonde haired, SS tattoo. Hi, I'm Miss Esposito.
Miss Mexico 1997.
Yeah. Hola, how's it going, guys? You like my dress? I got it at Lane Bryant.
You want to see the X account of this? What's believed to be the X account?
With every fiber of my being.
It's gonna surprise you. It's gonna surprise you. Well, here you go. People are saying that this T-girl Cuda.
I can't. What are we doing in this society? I'm dying. Joe, check out my sweet Camaro. It's you want to know how fast it goes to 0 to 60? Oh, I love your nails. Those are beautiful. Where'd you get them done? Oh, okay. Let's go.
I don't even know what this means. This is wild tonight. The language is amazing. I'll document for our Lane Bryant.
Who's Lane Bryant? Yeah.
Who is that?
Shop hidden somewhere. Lane Bryant is a women's store that sells clothes for larger women.
That's pretty funny, Kelly. All right. So this is what he's reposting. Okay. He's reposting James O'Keefe.
Well, James O'Keefe's done some cross-dressing in the past. So
does this guy teach at Harvard? I should confront him and ask him what he meant by this. This guy who said, "Did you torture her?" Apparently, this guy is very into the Epstein files.
No,
but like he has a real outrage for people who abuse minors. Like that's, if you're looking for where he's coming from, he has a real outrage for that.
How much of this is bait, though? Like how these posts have been done February 15th. Okay. How much of this is bait to leave behind?
I don't.
Because see,
He's
I
quote-
was thinking this. I
He's
would like
quoting
to know.
Thomas Massey. He's quoting Alex Jones on the Epstein stuff. He's quoting MTG about the Epstein files. See, that's why I
Yeah, but
said
I've done this before with a sock account that was a lefty, quote unquote,
Mhm.
to like go in and like talk with these people and like, oh, I'm one of you guys, right? Look at me posting the same things. So I'm curious, like, how much of this is bait?
I don't know, frankly. It's an interesting theory. What you're saying basically is that this was all left behind purposefully.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's stuff
So people can point at and go, yeah, he was a tranny right winger. Look at what he was posting on Twitter.
Well, what the hell does a tranny right winger even mean?
I'm
I mean,
just saying.
the problem is that the dude was never diagnosed. He had all sorts of issues. He was never diagnosed.
I mean, he was obviously trans.
You see, here he's talking about photo ID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, like.
Seriously, I love that Trump dude. God, the stress is riding up on me. Give me a second.
But also, like, very, very anti retweeting Thomas Massey.
Mm-hmm.
Real Robert, who's a right-wing influencer. He seems, representing Representative Anna Penalina Luna. These are things that many people watching
This
have
looks like
probably
your timeline.
retweet. Well, not mine exactly, because I'm not a big fan of Massey or MTG. I mean, I think they're okay. I think Massey's okay.
But I'm saying though, like this
is a little bit. I think he's a little bit out there and desperate to try and prove a point.
Yeah.
In ways that are damaging. But MTG, I'm not a fan of at all. But yeah, these are things I'm sure many people who are watching and fans of my show have reposted themselves. So that's what I'm saying, and everything here is pretty consistently, yelling at Cash and Bondi for not doing anything, for not arresting anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the fetish here, aside from the obvious ones, staring at us in the mirror every time this dude takes his shirt off, is clearly about Epstein and the Epstein files and how there needs to be accountability for it. So that's what I'm saying, is if that is the right account, when it's not been verified by anyone official.
Yeah.
What
was the age of the account?
Old.
Huh.
Yeah, that's the first thing I looked for. This thing was established 10 years ago.
Can you put that in the private chat? I'm gonna go look at something right quick. See if I can do a little.
You can see here, joined July 2015.
Yeah.
Based in Rhode Island.
T-Girl Cuda. Jesus Christ. Man.
Yeah, so I'll put that in our private chat so you can have it there.
Thank you.
Where is that? Private chat here. So that was the trans shootings this week. So you would think with all that,
yeah,
that this would be a time for the alphabet community to be sort of laying low, right? You would think that, but they've taken the exact opposite approach. Literally the exact opposite approach. Instead of laying low, instead of saying you're a transphobe or whatever, no. Now they're screaming louder than ever for the changes that they've always been dreaming for. Look at his replies list.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at his replies and who he's following.
You see anything there?
I'm looking at his following. He follows a lot of spicy stars.
Spicy stars.
Yeah. Like porn stars.
This is just
tons. I mean, tons.
Owen Schreier clips, MTG. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Gundry MD. Official account of Gundry MD. What the heck is this?
See this, you know.
Oh, I know that guy.
That's what you kind of would expect. You would expect someone with his malady to be doing, right? I can't even share that on.
No, you can't. No. I wouldn't show it. So yeah, he follows South Boston Scanner, South Boston Holmes, Janine Pirro, and then like he follows a lot of like some of the more mainstream, like Senator Hawley, and then the rest of them are just like corn stars. Alex Jones.
Doc note number 42 says gender affirming care is like bleeding someone with leeches in order to remove the bad humors. Yeah, it's a perfect analogy. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's horrifying. It's horrifying.
I'm gonna go to older posts. I want to see.
I'm missing something that I needed here. Anyhow, here is, so you would think they would be laying low. That's what you would think they would be doing. You would think the alpha community would just be like, all right, leave us alone for a bit and we'll come back. You bet he wasn't reposting right-wing crap in 2020?
That's what I'm trying to go to. Yeah.
You're trying to go to him in 2020?
Yeah.
Do an advanced search. You can do an advanced search.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, anyhow, Senator Schumer thought that this was the right time to basically tell us that we should put the pride flag on equal footing in Congress with the American flag.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait.
Yeah. This is in a story that is likely, I'm likely to end up ranting at some point during the course of this.
Okay.
Did you hear about the whole thing with what's that stone place? What's it called? I covered it earlier this week. Where Trump removed the American flag from some site, removed the pride flag from some federally controlled monument, which was standing up for, like, considered like the birthplace of gay rights.
Oh,
you heard about this place?
Yeah.
Something. We'll hear from Chuck Schumer. He'll reference it.
Yeah.
So, folks, we're here, of course, at Stonewall, which is the birthplace of the LGBTQ plus movement.
Stonewall. So, in case you missed it, I covered this, I think, last week, that the left was outraged that Trump removed the pride flag from there, and it wasn't. They make it as if Trump himself marched up there and yanked it down. But I guess it's fair under the unitary executive theory to hold him accountable. That they said you can't have a pride flag here. It's a federal landmark, and only American flag can be here.
Yeah.
So folks were like, but this is like, it's celebrating the birthplace of gay rights. Or what they call the birthplace of gay rights, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, so it's in New York, and that's why a bunch of New Yorkers came out there all outraged and everything of that nature. Well, anyhow, Branko's here. How you doing, brother? I'm old enough to remember the days when we didn't have to worry about transmissions misbehaving. In his replies, he keeps saying to lay off trans or he'll go berserk to a lot of right-wing accounts. Yeah, I saw that. We covered that in reference in the story. But anyway, here's Chuck Schumer. You have to listen to how he refers to this.
LGBTQ plus movement.
This is where there's a birthplace of the LGBTQ plus movement.
The sacred ground here represents courage, resiliency, the fight for equality, which always goes on in America.
The sacred ground. Sacred ground. He's going to say it again.
The sacred ground is
sacred ground. I mean, how demented do you have to be to refer to look? This is people are going to take this the wrong way, or perhaps the right way. I'm not sure. Okay. The definition of sacred implies holy, as in godlike.
Mm-hmm.
How it is that you can take the quote unquote birthplace of LGBTQ plus rights as being anything remotely holy is such a sickening bastardization of the term. You're calling this sacred ground, as in this is special territory, special earth, where we launched an affront and an abomination in the eyes of God. That's what makes it sacred. What makes it holy is that it basically became the birthplace of where we are going to stand up to protect something that every major religion has always recognized as being the ultimate spit in God's eye. And this jackass has the audacity to refer to this as sacred ground. Like this is something that we should revere. It's precious and holy, this sacred ground. What else does sacred ground mean? Can it have any other meaning? You talk about a place that you recognize as being like literally a holy site. And he's not using that word accidentally, because we know that the alphabet community is a religion to them. This whole woke ideology is a religion to them. So he actually is using the term that he feels is most appropriate. And in the same moment, it's like we're referring to like Sodom as sacred ground. Like, how sick in the head do you have to be to actually get up there in front of an audience and say, we're standing up for this sacred ground? And the sickening thing is he's surrounded by a whole bunch of sycophants who all agree with him. They all look at this place where there was this birth and a genesis of people standing up to protect the right for you to stick your schlong in another man's tuchus. And that is what's supposed to be, that's what makes it specifically, oh, what holy ground. Oh, what special magical place here, where a whole bunch of queers basically fought with police about their right to be queer. Now, you want to tell me that you think that's none of the police's business, none of the state's business, what you do with your reproductive organs, as long as it's working with another consenting adult. I can understand that argument. You could even sell me on that argument. But to come up here and start telling me that this is something that now launches into the stratosphere, something that should be territory that is revered and safeguarded and protected till the end of time, this place where we stood up for the right to spit in God's eye, that's what makes it sacred. That's what makes it special and holy. I am sorry. It takes such a demented perspective. You want to go do what you want to do, fine. Go do what you want to do. It's not ultimately my business. People have. I personally think that it's something that is base and disturbing. But I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are doing plenty of other things out there that I would find very base and very disturbing. So I'm not gonna. It's not my place. I'm not anyone's judge. I'm not God. I'm not your judge. I'm not anything of that nature. And I'm certainly have my own failings, which are far too numerous for me to recount. But to actually bask in your failings, as if like this is something that has to be heralded and held up before society, that oh hell, this holy place where we basically dedicated the rest of our lives to securing and protecting this abomination is the most sickening thing in the world. And that's why he chooses this word sacred, because it's like a walking affront to God.
No. Fantastic. Good rant. Way to go. You nailed it.
It is sacred to the religion of leftism. It is.
Well,
so
what
he's about to say,
mm-hmm.
He's going to piss you off even more. It's going to tick you off even more. I didn't even get to the main part. I didn't even get to the main part of what this guy's saying. This is all the primer. This is the primer for where he's going with.
It's so important. And in 1969, as everybody knows, brave New Yorkers stood up here as an act of resistance, targeting against discrimination. It sparked the beginning of a movement that changed America and the world forever. And we're not
in a horrible way.
Not going back. We're not.
And I'm not telling you should go back. I'm not trying to put that genie back in the bottle. I'm not, I understand the cows have left the barn.
Yeah.
You can't lock that door anymore. And it's not something, it's not a fight that should ever be had. I'm simply saying that it's like, okay, fine. And you want to try and celebrate it, nauseating, gross, sickening, whatever. Okay. But now we got to start changing all the rules. That's the next step, because it's always like we start here and we're going to tell you this is all we're going to, but then we're going someplace far beyond that, which is where Chuck Schumer wants us to go right now.
Not going back. The Trump administration's removal of the Pride Rainbow flag from the Stonewall National Monument is a deeply outrageous action that must be reversed. It's an effing disgrace.
Right. You're an effing disgrace.
It's just awful. When the Trump administration ripped the Pride flag down, it was a direct attack on this community.
No, it wasn't.
It's not. It's not an attack.
It's not an attack at all. It's just what the law always was. It's literally what the law is. It was equal applicability of the law, equal application of the law. That's all this was. But they always have to try and frame it as if this is Trump doing this to us.
Yeah.
And he knows this, which is why he's trying to change the law here.
Well, they treat it like a literal religion. That's just what they do. They treat homosexuality and what you do with your genitals with another person as a literal religion. If you set up some monument for heterosexuality, the left would melt down. Chuck Schumer would be on the floor of the Senate, or just screaming his head off about this monument, yada yada, and it shouldn't be there and everything else. Come on, man, what are we doing?
Yep, they would look at that the same way they looked at White Lives Matter, right? It'd be the exact same thing.
Yeah, they spun that so fast when that happened. Like when it was not. When Black Lives Matter came out, and then people were like, how about all lives matter? How about, Black lives do matter, but we should all be sticking up for each other. And they're like, no.
That sounds too much like it's pro-life.
Yeah, no, all lives don't matter. That's racist. And then I was sitting there when I heard all this stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is insanity. You have people who are probably not very pro-black or anything like that, or even care about what's going on, and they're like, I think all lives should matter. I think everybody should be protected. And then you turn that into racism. You turned so many people off when you did that. You don't care.
It's going. Just let this man continue to cook, because he's just
let him cook. All right. Okay.
Away at hard-won civil rights. So today we're fighting back and taking action. I am introducing legislation to designate the Pride flag as a congressionally authorized flag in America.
Wait, what?
It can be flown here and everywhere else. And no one.
Putting it on the same parallel with only one other flag, and that is Stars and Stripes.
Jesus.
That's what this ass clown wants to do. He wants to put it on the same pedestal as Stars and Stripes. That's the only flag that you can fly at any sort of at a federal location, and he wants to say that and Pride. Now, before I give my take, let me hear your thoughts about this.
That's egregious. That's disgusting. Why there's no other flag that should be recognized in that way? That is insanity. That is absolutely wild, because now that means if somebody goes and says, you know what, I don't like this, and they do anything to mess with that flag, they can do major jail time over it. They can now. You are opening up a can of worms that you do not want to open up.
Let's just start with the notion of what the hell a pride flag actually is. Like, let's do a little philosophical discussion here about what is a flag. What's the purpose to a flag?
It's to represent it, well, to signal,
To signal, yeah. Let's think it through. I know it's not something you. It's sort of something you just sort of take as a given, right? We all take things. Most of what we do on a day-to-day basis, we take as a given without thinking through what it actually is. But indulge me in this exercise to sort of say, like, why do you wave an American flag?
Oh, to signal who we are, where I'm from.
To signal where you're from, and to signal your allegiance.
Yes.
Right? That you're adhering to this, to this concept, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's signaling, that you support this, that there's a certain love you have for this. Think about the things that have flags, right? You have countries have flags. Sometimes you'll have sports teams.
Yeah.
You'll have flags, right? But the notion of having all of a sudden sexual identity be a flag. You've even seen religions can have flags.
Yeah, I was about to say it's normally a symbol for like-minded people to represent like what they adhere to,
Correct.
What they have an allegiance to.
Correct. And the point that I'm getting at here is that the nature is you're displaying your choice and preference for a particular perspective.
I would say your pride in your perspective.
Okay, that's fine.
For lack of a better phrase.
That's a very poor phrase given the context of what we're discussing here. But you're basically showing, exactly how this is something that you have chosen. It's not something that you've chosen to support, right? You choose to support. You choose to support your country. A lot of people live here and they don't choose to support America. That you choose to support America, so you proudly wave your American flag out there.
100%. Yeah.
The whole point to the gay movement is people are born this way. So if you're born that way, you don't need a stinking flag. You don't need a flag. Sin here doesn't need a flag to stand up for the height the height restricted people. Because if you're born a certain way, you just embrace it, and like that's what you are. You don't need to have let's go shorties. You don't need to do that because you don't need to show your support for it. The entire gay movement was like, hey, we're born this way, born this way, born this way, born this way, which was an outright lie from the get-go. It was a purposefully told lie in order to gain acceptance, because if we claim that we're born this way, in that case, people are going to, what are you going to blame me for being born this way? You can blame me for being born with blonde hair or red hair? So someone's born gay, you're going to blame them for that? Even though that was always an obvious lie, no person has ever been born gay, ever. And when I say born gay, some people might have more of a homosexual proclivity, the same way some people might have a proclivity towards lying or stealing or committing murder. Some people might have a homosexual proclivity also. But that doesn't mean, when I say born gay, the way they're saying it, what they actually mean is you cannot find happiness absent engaging in this practice. So when you're saying born gay, that's what you're actually saying. So the same way if someone's born with a natural proclivity towards jealousy or envy or other or lust in general, right? That you would say, hey, this is something that needs to be addressed. Should be remedied. So too, someone could be born with an unnatural predilection towards non-reproductive sexual engagement. And if they're, but first of all, the numbers that we see is just ridiculous, because the reason that I think that no one's ever been born gay, I think whether you're a creationist or you're someone who's an evolutionist, no matter what your theory is to how the origin of life species, there's absolutely no logic to say that there would be some sort of deviation which God would put in a person and cruelly torture that person that way, that they're born gay, or that they're basically born into sin and born into that they have no way of actually having any happiness in this lifetime other than engaging in sin. That's why, from a creationist perspective, that you're basically a liar who's calling God cruel, or you're, from an evolutionary standpoint, it makes zero sense that there would be some sort of deficiency or some sort of little anomaly that some people will be born with where they don't have a natural survival instinct. And that's what reproduction is. It's part of your survival instinct. The same way every human is born with a natural survival instinct, there's a natural instinct that you're born with towards engaging in sexual reproduction with someone who's actually fit for reproduction. This
Yeah.
is why you don't have, that's why it's very unnatural to have a sexual appetite for an infant. And that's why we say that's so twisted and sick. Like, why would you have such a thing? You don't have, that's why people have a natural proclivity towards sexual engagement with someone who is healthy, not someone who is covered in leprosy. That's why we end up finding mates who to us look healthy. They look like someone who's capable of reproduction. They look like someone like that. No one's ever been born with a natural proclivity that they can only be happy by engaging with someone who's 97 years old. That's their thing. No one's born that way. No one would make such a claim. And the reason that you're not born like that, the reason that there's a natural attraction towards people who look physically fit, is because of that natural reproduction intuition that's ingrained in the human species. So to say it's more likely for someone to be born gay than for someone to be born with a natural attraction towards folks infested with malaria makes no sense at all. Or towards bestiality makes no sense at all. There's no logic. Why would that anomaly be more commonplace?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying that it's a choice. Same way no one's born that they can only be happy if they're boinking cats. There's no person who's born with that twist in that wrinkle in their psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it's always a choice. It's always been a choice. And I think that once someone engages in the activity for a long enough period of time, they can rewire their own minds into that being their perspective. I think it can be thrust into you where at a certain point someone can only find happiness that way. But as far as being
thrust.
Eh,
Come on. I'm sorry.
Well done. So the point that I'm getting at here is, so I've always said it's a choice, but in order to push their agenda along so that they gain acceptance in broader society much more quickly, they said born this way, because they know if we convince society that people are actually born with this what they would call not affliction, but this appetite, in that case, how can anyone fault them? You're a jerk if you fault them. So you're a jerk if you stand up in the way. So to me, whether it's a choice, like I said, it's a lifestyle choice, or I guess in some, you could say in theory, people not born with any proclivity at all. That's another possibility, I guess. But to say someone's born that they have comes out of the womb that they have to be gay, that makes no sense at all. And there's never been a gay gene that's been located, and there never will be because it doesn't exist. But their perspective has been, you're born this way. And that's why I'm saying a flag makes no sense. Because if you're really born a certain way, there's no flag for people with blue eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's your flag for what you're choosing to join into. So the very concept of having a flag is an admission that the claim born this way is utter BS. And it always was BS.
Yeah, it's a choice, 100%.
And that's what the flag itself is ultimately saying. That's my point. Now, you want to take this flag of choice and say that, and now you're going to equate this to our national symbol and try and say that this is something which makes no sense to have such a flag. No such flag should actually exist according to your own perspective about the way reality works. And now you want to turn this into something that's going to fly side by side with our national identity. You want to sit there. I mean, I think of how sickening this is. The most fundamentalist Christian never came forward and said, let's take a Christian banner and equate that with an American flag. In the quarter of a millennia that this country's been here, I've never heard of anyone coming forward and saying, some congressperson coming forward and saying, we're going to take this Christian flag and put it side by side and give it the same prominence as an American flag. Because there's a recognition. What?
They would melt down. They would absolutely melt down if you did that. I
mean, think of, and a lot more people in this country are Christian, and we are a Christian country. We were born as a Christian country, and I say thank God for that. Even though I'm not Christian, I can recognize that, hey, this is a Christian country, and the founders were all Christian, And they brought the blessings of liberty to people who were not Christian, to their remarkable credit. But it is a Christian country, and that's why I say, like, I can't, like, the notion, the audacity that a senator who's been sitting there for 40 years as a senator, he's not someone who just woke up yesterday, sitting there 40 years as a senator, going to come up there and say, we have this brand new, stupid, make-believe, ridiculous, retarded flag that's standing up for an abomination and a twisted perspective on life that's hard, it's been co-opted into basically now tracking down and harming children. And I'm not talking about the gay community, but I'm talking more about the T part of the LGBT. And we're going to make this our equivalent to our national identity, that we as a people are Americans and pride. It's like, how sick in the head can you be? This is so ridiculously rude, offensive, and it's a poke in the eye. It's designed to basically say to MAGA, F you. That's the only reason you do this. It's basically designed to say F you. That we don't care about the American flag. We're happy to replace it with any other stupid flag, especially if it's our stupid, twisted religion of woke ideology and the alphabet community. And it's the utter FU. This guy should be so shamed for his complete lack of patriotism, his lack of love for this country, that you're going to put any flag on the same level as the American flag. You are someone who are not fit to serve in Congress. Chuck Schumer, you are not fit to serve in Congress. That you think that there's any flag of any sort of origin or direction or purpose that you want to sit there and equate to the American flag. You are not fit to serve in Congress. You are scum. You are a loser. And you are not someone who should be representing the interests of the American people, of any part of America, whether it's the wokeists in New York or any other section of our fair country. You are not fit to serve. You're a loser, and you should be dragged out of Congress and thrown into the Isle of Wight, or sent off into some sort of abandoned island where we leave you there. Because there's something deeply and disturbingly wrong with you, that you're going to come in here as an American representative and start saying that there's any other stinking flag that's going to go up there next to the American flag.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting. It's 100% gross. The fact that the only AOC authorized flags are the American flag, the prisoners of war and MIA flags, and then the congressional flag. I think that's it. That's all there is. And it's the fact that you're going to put it on par with any of those in this country is wild to me, that you would even open your mouth and say that. That also means, I don't know if you understand, like the whole AOC, like the architect of the Capitol, I believe is what the acronym stands for, is you can now, it has to be authorized, made in America, ordered through Congress. They produce it, they pay for it, and now they would start sending those out to people per request after they've been flown.
Really?
It's a yeah.
And
it's gross. It's very gross.
I think Kimmy is correct here in what she's saying, that he's worried about an AOC primary. And right now, I take AOC over this jackass. That's how angry I'm at him. The audacity of this guy.
I mean,
the audacity of this guy. Unbelievable. He is worried about a primary, probably.
Yeah, dude, this is not your viral moment, bro. This is definitely not your viral moment.
Well, he's trying to appeal to the base because, look, he knows that this is not a bill that's going to go anywhere. Right? I mean,
just more wasted time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Just more wasted time and effort doing nothing for anybody. What does this do?
This is just, it's self-promotion.
Because you want a flag to be flown at Stonewall, which it's already a federal monument.
Right.
The fact that a site of a gay protest is a federal monument is already baffling to me.
Yeah.
Is that not enough that it's not federally recognized?
It's a great point. It's a great point. It is, because why that this is something that we turn into a federal. That's what they should do. That's what
it's now like, historic. It's a historic site. You know what I mean? Like
that's what Trump's response should be. All right, you want your pride flag there? Fine. We're going to defederalize it.
Exactly.
Make it a state thing.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
It shouldn't be. It just should not. We've already done that. So we've already bent the knee to it. And now because the flag was taken away, because it is a federal monument, so it should only have the American flag there. We've already done that. And you want to sit here and go, well, that's not enough. Give me more.
That is the compliment.
Yes.
That is showing
we are
respect.
federally paying for that. Your tax money right now, Joe, is going to keep that place clean, pristine, and protected.
Yeah. I think you should totally defederalize it. So here in New York, you take it. That's what you should do. If they're so desperate, if you're so desperate to have that, so fine. It won't be federally recognized. It'll just be some stupid little state site.
There you go. You can protect it. Your tax dollars can pay for it. You want to make it such a big point in New York. It's such a big point for you. Well, go ahead and pay for it.
Yes. Still 5-2 in the Kentucky Derby this year.
It's just never enough. It's so insane. And the viral, this is his viral moment. You're wild, Schumer. You're just wild, dude.
It's very, very aggravating. It's very, very aggravating.
Oh, the flag on Iwo Jima. Somebody said, wait until they. Yeah, well, at that point, if they do federalize it, every federal building can then fly a pride flag and nobody can say anything. Everywhere. And then when it's done being used, they'll box it up and send it out as a piece of historic memorabilia.
It's really, there's no level. There's just like nothing is safe. Nothing is safe.
No, they don't care. It's all vying for votes and clamoring for some big win because they cannot leave that permanent cushy job with all the insider training and all the little benefits that they get.
I actually think that AOC would beat him.
Oh yeah, I do too. I think in a heartbeat. She's more likable than Chuck is any day of the week.
Think about what a horrifying that statement that is.
I know, it's so bad. It's so bad to have to say that. But Chuck is just like an old miser, man. Like he's not. This is the hill you want to die on. I'm gonna march us to Trump's office, and I'm gonna make him federalize gay flags, which is completely taken all the teeth out of your argument for years that people were born this way. It's not something that you could change, right?
Yeah,
it's like your eye color.
Spicy Sophism says, doesn't cherem mean both sacred and modern? Cherem is a Hebrew term. I'll get to that in a moment. Doesn't that mean both sacred in the modern sense and devoted to destruction, as in your army shall sack that city for its affront to God and don't keep booty for yourself to be extirpated? So
let's thrust into this, Joe.
Yeah, cherem is not the term for sacred.
Okay.
The term for sacred is kodesh, not cherem. Cherem actually technically defines as destruction. So yes, there is a notion of giving something to cherem, which is used as in the opposite term as far as giving it to the temple. But I believe, I've never looked into why that term is used. I believe the reason for that is because to you, who's giving away, the item is destroyed, and that you have no personal use from it anymore. But Hebrew is a completely different language than English. You can't really even, and definitions are approximations at best. Woodtick Mike says Chucky's church is a Planned Parenthood. This is true. Yeah. Well. Oh, also Richard Parker says, I thought it was funny AF. I may be old fashioned though. It was pretty funny. No, this was pretty funny. We should build a high platform for the Muslims will love it. They won't just love it, they'll make use out of it.
Oh yeah. They'd be excited.
Like, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. Everyone come visit. When Zoran institutes Sharia law, come visit.
How's that going to work out for Chucky? Whenever
he is the wheels. It's like the wheel has just come off the ship in New York. He has no control over what's happening there anymore. He's so rudderless. And speaking of rudderless, and a judge who's so inclined to make sure that little boys are rudderless, we have this story here out of California.
Give me a second with that segue, Joe. Good night. What are you doing, Joe?
I thought twice about saying it.
You
as
did?
It was coming out.
It was good, but God, it took me. I was just listening to you, and I went, "Wait, what? Okay, all right. Tell me about this."
This is a California Superior Court judge in San Diego.
It's fair to say, or is it not? Right now, the issues are in flux.
A judge.
This is about Rady's. It's called Rady's Children's Hospital.
Okay.
Rady's Children's Hospital decided that they no longer want to provide transitioning care to minors. The reason they came to this conclusion was not because of any nobility on the part of some medical facility in California. Ha ha. Don't fool yourself into thinking that. No, it was RFK Jr. who said, if you're a hospital that's transitioning minors, we're not giving you federal funding anymore.
Womp, 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 womp.
Which was great.
Yeah.
Awesome job, RFK Jr.
Way to go.
So Rady's Children's Hospital was like, we can't survive without federal funding. We need federal funding. So we are hereby effective immediately terminating all of that such activities. Great job. Well done, RFK Jr.
Yeah, 100%. Good job, buddy.
Rady's Children's Hospital was then taken to court.
Wait, what?
To stop them from withholding in providing transitioning care to minors. And they're like, we should be free to stop giving a service if we want to. And we have to do this because otherwise we're gonna go
shut our doors and not give care to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? How can you even sue a hospital to continue giving a service that they no longer find financially beneficial or beneficial in any way? How can you do that? Like, I mean, it's America. We can damn near sue anybody for anything. But I'm saying, like, what in the world?
I really wanted. So this is a clip from the oral arguments when this judge entered a TRO telling the hospital they have to stay open for transitioning kids. This clown over here.
Looks like.
And I really want. I was as soon as I saw this clip, I went to Grok and I was like, where can I find the entire thing? I want to see this entire oral argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to hear the points that are being made by both sides. I want to watch this with my audience. Like that was what I was thinking. I was like, let me break down that this is something that my audience would love to watch, hearing both sides, hash it out. And
I would like to see how they came about this, right? Like what's their actual plan of action here?
Yeah. Grok claims that there's no official camera in his courtroom. There used to be during COVID, but there isn't anymore. And that this is likely some reporter who shot this on their personal phone. Which I guess, given the camera angle, it sort of makes sense. So, anyhow, this is all we got.
It's fair to say, or is it not? Right now, the issues are in flux.
A judge here in downtown San Diego ruled that Rady.
So what the judge was asking is, you're doing this like as a prophylactic in order to, you don't know that you're going to lose funding. You're doing it because you're afraid you're going to lose funding. But that,
Jesus.
You don't know that.
And wait. Wait. Why? Oh man. You don't know they just said you're going to lose funding if you continue to do this. And they're already cutting funding to people that are not doing what they say. So you're just hey, you're being silly. You don't even know this is going to happen, guys.
Yeah.
You silly gooses.
Why are you such a worrywart?
Why are you being such a worrywart about this? All
Children's
right.
Hospital will need to continue offering their gender affirming care at least through March 10th, with the exception of any major surgeries.
Are you being a little preemptive at this point?
I'm Dana Williams, a reporter with NBC here in San Diego. You may remember all of this came in mid-January when Rady Children's Hospital came out and said they were halting all gender affirming care for patients under the age of 19. And why they did this, they say they were concerned after a mid-December declaration from RFK Jr., Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, that said that any hospital that does offer gender affirming care could be at risk of losing federal funding and losing out on federal programs like Medicare and Medicaid.
Your Honor, I think it's a risk that we cannot take. There are 800,000 kids with hundreds of thousands of emergency room visits per day. And that is the impossible situation we are in right now.
Then that decision put them really in between the federal government and the state government. And Attorney General of California, Rob Bonta, came in and filed a lawsuit against Rady Children's Hospital, saying that they cannot decide by themselves to no longer offer gender affirming care. And that was part of the decision made
Pause it
today
right quick.
while this sort of plays
Yeah.
out. And while
This is a private hospital, though. I mean, they get federal funding, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
they're allowed to come in and basically say, "Nah, the state's going to force you to do something now." It's a privately owned hospital. It's a private business. When you strip all the good deeds, whatever, it's still a money in, money out situation.
Yeah, you see, you're operating under the perspective of someone who believes in the Bill of Rights and capitalism.
It's
and
silly, man.
this is California.
Yeah. Guys, sure got an egg on my face. What was I thinking?
Yeah. Just like, in 1942 Germany, like they were like, "Hey, I know you were making cars, but we need you to make tanks."
Yeah.
So you're going to be making tanks. So too in California, they're like, I know we know that you think that you're going to be giving a menu of medical assistance that has this range, but we're broadening that out to this range. So there you go.
All right. Well,
you're asking the right questions for an American to be asking, but these are
not a Californian, though. Got you. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, many, to be fair, many Californians are Americans, but they just don't hold any positions in government.
All right.
I assume that there are many Americans from California watching this show right now. If you are, hit the thumbs up. In fact, if you're not, hit the thumbs up. This is the time of the show you should be hitting the thumbs up. You should be looking at the numbers and say,
costs you nothing.
Something YouTube is whacking Joe's channel in ways that make no sense.
They hate him. They just do.
Where all of a sudden overnight, I basically lost half my audience.
He did like half of his audience. 100.
I have no idea how it's not possible. This is the third night in a row that I have half my normal audience watching on YouTube, and I blame YouTube first.
Yeah.
But it's also a little bit on me in that I failed to push people to please hit that like.
You should hit that like button. It's free.
And drop a comment.
You should do that. You should do that. It's not going to cost you anything. And if you don't do it, well, Joe's going to call you fat. I'm not going to, but Joe will.
It's possible.
Okay. Look, chat. It costs you nothing. Just go up there. There's a thumbs up. You could hit that. If you're not liking the gay content, you know what you could also do? Actually, you could also thumb down. You can.
You can.
Interaction is interaction, because what YouTube does in the algorithm is they go, "Oh, wait, why are so many people not liking this? We need to show this to people so they can see what's going on." But I think because if you don't, Joe will hit me when the show's over. You should hit the thumbs up for us. That would be very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all very thin, beautiful people, even though Joe is saying some horrible things in the private chat right now.
All right. He took the height jokes very seriously. I forgot to hit this. Kimmy Hunt says about AOC that she's been deciding between Senate and POTUS run. After performance in Munich, she's more likely to choose Senate first. Chucky knows this and he's scared. I think Kimmy, you're on game tonight. It's so on point. Yeah. I think that what she's saying here is a very insightful perspective. That after, I think that Munich was a little bit of a little trial run for her. And all of a sudden she realizes she might be asked questions about Taiwan and not know what the hell to say, and she's going to look like an idiot. So I think that's this is a sign maybe you should be running for Senate instead of for president. But the so that's what I think that Chuck was probably very scared. He was hoping she'd do well, right? So this way, it's like, stay out of my lane. I don't want to fight with that war chest you got going on there. And
All right, let's get back to
let's get back to this.
Is communism.
Counsel with the attorneys on both sides work on what to do moving forward. The judge said, Brady, you need to continue to offer most of your services in the meantime. Brady counsel, though, hunkered down and reiterated that they are so concerned about losing this funding. They called it an imminent risk. The judge says in the event that they get a notice from HHS that they will lose federal dollars, they'll be back in this courtroom within 24 hours to try to figure out what to do next. Again, all of this really only lasting until March 10th. The next hearing is scheduled to happen.
So next hearing is March 10th.
Judge, what you do is you allow them to be a private business. You allow them to. Oh man. Oh.
See, here's the thing also, which is so outrageous, which is you're not supposed to be issuing a TRO unless there's a likelihood of success on the merits.
Yeah.
And like the idea that, which means that by the time we finish this entire trial, that there's a likely expectation that the plaintiffs, the petitioners here, are going to win.
Yeah.
And it's such a ludicrous notion precisely because of what Sin is saying, which is they're a private entity. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, they can stop doing anything they want to.
If their motivation is that they think that this is poor care, they can do that too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's insane to me that, and I don't think people see it because they see, you know, hospitals, and a lot of times you do have state hospitals and all this other stuff, but these are still businesses. They're allowed to kick patients out. They're allowed to refuse service to patients. They're allowed to do all this stuff if they want to. I've had experience in this where just last year when I was taking care of my uncle who was passing away, they wanted to send the guy to Arizona. And, you know, that they wanted to, there was a nursing home that was accepting him because of the frontal lobe dementia and Parkinson's that he had. And they wanted to do that. And they were going to be able to do it. They're a private company. They can just refuse service. It's insane to me. I think about it. I look at it like on small scale. It's like if In-N-Out was like, you know what? We're not going to serve double cheeseburgers anymore. And somebody's like in the state government was like, no. I really want those double cheeseburgers, and go sue In-N-Out. Everybody would call that insanity. Everyone would go, this is lunacy. Why are you doing that? And because it does involve something like medical things and people don't really know a lot about it, they go, oh yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. It's crazy to me.
It's very weird to think that they could possibly win on this whole thing.
Yeah, they could.
It's really hard.
The way the judge sounds, the way he's leaning. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying because you have to question how the states have a right to compel you to do something. Like, on what authority are they like taking over the place? It also should be noted that, like, you know, especially now with the AMA coming out and saying that they don't think transitioning children is the right move. So, and it's an interesting question. I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
Which was because your explanation for why you're doing what you're doing often will serve as a key notion as to whether you win or lose a case. I'll give you there's a story which happened with the Dodge brothers. There was two brothers named Dodge who were working for a card company, which was known as the Ford Motor Company.
Mm-hmm.
And their boss was a man by the name of Henry Ford.
Yeah. Nice guy.
No. No, he wasn't. He was brilliant, but not a nice guy.
Yeah.
But so Henry Ford, I mean, this is the part that's going to make him sound like a nice guy,
Mm-hmm.
decided to drastically lower the price of automobiles. And he stated that the reason he wanted to lower the price of automobiles was to make it more, because he felt that every American should be able to buy a car.
Yeah.
So he said, I want Americans to be able to afford a car because I think that that's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm lowering the price of our vehicles. The Dodge brothers worked for Ford and were shareholders in the Ford Motor Company.
Mm-hmm.
And they took him to court. They said, we're shareholders and we're making less money because you just decided you want to be altruistic and you have a duty to us. You have a duty to the shareholders to try and maximize our profits. And you're breaching that duty. That fiduciary duty is being breached because you woke up and decided to be altruistic to Americans. And when they went to court, the final ruling on this case, which you learn this in corporations law, was that Henry Ford lost. And they said, you have a financial duty to your shareholders.
Yeah.
And he was breaching his financial duty by trying to favor the American consumer over his shareholders. You have a duty to your shareholders. You don't have a duty to the American consumer, and you have to raise the prices. But what was interesting about this whole thing is if he had dropped prices exactly as he had, but gave a different reason, if he had come forward and said, the reason I'm lowering prices is because I want to increase sales. And I think we'll make more money if we do that.
Yeah.
So I want to sell higher volume and increase sales, and that's why I want to do it. If he had given that as his motivation, he wins, charging the same price. So that's what I'm saying. The reason that you put in there can be pivotal as to whether or not you win or lose your case. If you give a reason that is legally justifiable, then you win. And you could be taking the exact same action, but your stated reason can often become a pivotal element as the justification for your actions. The reason I'm bringing this up in this context is because this Rady's Children's Hospital, what they're saying is, well, we're afraid we're not going to be viable financially. We're not going to be able to get by if the federal government strips us of our funding. And they're telling us that if we keep providing this service, we're going to be stripped of our funding.
Yeah.
I don't know if that argument is as strong as it is. It's possible a stronger argument is, we think this is unsafe. And the American Medical Association tells us it's unsafe. We shouldn't be doing this. That we're Frankensteining these children. And it's not good for them. And if that had been their argument, I think it's less likely that this TRO gets passed. Because now all of a sudden you're asking the judge to make a medical decision. Like, who's right here? One side saying it's safer to treat them. The other side saying it's safer to not treat them. He's in a much weaker position to try and say that A is right and B is wrong. But if you say, well, it's just a matter of the whole financial viability, that maybe I'm speculating that we might not be financially viable, that gives him more of a reason to say, well, you seem to be in agreement that the medicine dictates you should be doing this for these kids. Yeah. So I'm concerned about their medical well-being, and that's why I'm going to err on this side of directing you to do it. And that's why I think that if they had come out, instead of saying we're afraid of our financial viability, but they threw that aside and they instead said, hey, the medicine tells us this is a bad practice and we're harming these children, that I think it's much, much less likely that the judge would have said, no, you have to do it. I'm a bigger doctor than you are. Like no judge is going to do that. So I think that it's an interesting thing that their choice of argument here, and it's the same action. You see what I'm saying? It's the same. They're taking the same steps, but the justification for it can really make or break why you win or lose. Now, I don't know the law in California. It could be that you can't just change your medical position on something. I cannot believe that's true, because there's medical breakthroughs all the time, which should logically change a doctor's position on things. But it could be that they felt that financial viability was a stronger argument. I would think the medical argument is a stronger argument. But,
Yeah. Here's the weird thing. When I was looking up their funding, 49.3% of their funding comes from Medi-Cal grants, and only 3.6 million comes from federal grants.
Interesting.
So if California really cared so much about this, they would say, "Hey, you know what? We'll
cover it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something feels weird.
The good research there on the fly.
Yeah.
Really good research. Good job, you.
Yeah, something seems very, very weird there. But no, I agree that they came in with the wrong argument in order to get done what they wanted done.
Yeah, I don't think it was right. I think that there was a better legal approach here. Jim tells, he says, "What's up, boys? Going live in 10 minutes. A raid would be awesome. Remember, for 15 months. I actually, before you sent this, I was looking to see if you had a show up, and I didn't see one. And I was like, oh, okay. But I was actually looking for you. So I will...
Joe, you should give him all the views. No, Jim, set your show up. What are you doing? Set it up earlier.
I don't know how I missed it.
You guys, you got to set your shows up earlier.
Maybe he set it up before maybe somehow I missed it when I was looking at this.
But no, you need to set your shows up earlier. That way you can promote them throughout the day, and then people can set the notification bell for it. They go, "Oh yeah, it'll be live." I set mine up as soon as possible. Whenever.
But I end up finding most of my topics. Seriously, I find most of my topics between 8 and 9
you don't have to set up when I have just a placeholder thumbnail and a placeholder title until I figure out exactly what we're going to cover. And then I can just go back and then fill that in.
You think that's a I don't know. That's interesting. That's a good question for my
audience. I do know that YouTube has been doing the weird notification bell thing where it's not notifying people, subscribers. They've been doing that a lot this week.
I think that could be why it is that that my numbers are so deflated this week.
And so hear me out. You set it up earlier. People go, they see it on their live feed and they go, boom. Oh, it's starting in 6 hours, 5 hours, whatever. Let me hit that bell so I know I get notified, because I know a guy that I watch for my show on a regular basis, and none of me or any of my Discord are getting notifications for his show. So
interesting. That's really interesting.
That's why your numbers are down.
That would totally explain why my numbers are down. It's been catastrophic this week.
I was looking at them; they're not that bad. Stop crying.
I mean, they're catastrophic by what I expect to get. You know what I'm saying? My live views are way down.
You gained 1,000 subs this week.
What are you talking about?
I was looking at your social blade earlier when you were crying to me. You were in the back and you were wiping tears from your eyes and you were whining. And so I pulled up your social blade and it said maybe not this week, but this month alone, you've gained 1,000 subs. That's really
this
good.
This month.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You're very helpful. Thank you.
I do what I can.
Let me set up a redirect here for this guy before I forget. Before I forget.
Jim's a good guy. I like Jim. You know, he's a fantastic fella.
Yeah, he's a very
I like him. He's a friend of mine, an actual real life friend too, which is weird. Jim, don't tell anybody I said that, okay?
Kimmy Hunt saying Medi-Cal's funded. Oh, thank you so much. Medi-Cal is funded by both state and federal government money. Yeah, but the point is that so she's saying Medi-Cal itself is funded by federal government money.
Yeah, but Medi-Cal would take that hit, not the hospital.
No, but you're missing what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Reread it again.
Medi-Cal is funded by both state and federal government, yes. But if their funding is coming from Medi-Cal, right, and Medi-Cal already guarantees 49 whatever %, and the federal government says, oh, you're giving it to Rady Hospital, that's Medi-Cal's problem, not the hospitals.
Yeah, but Medi-Cal might transfer that problem through.
You think they would transfer that burden to Rady? But Medi-Cal,
I don't know.
But
if
Medi-Cal,
if you look at Medi-Cal as a big giant thing, I don't know if they would say 12% of your hospitals are doing this, so we're not going to be, so we're cutting it by 12%.
Yeah, because it's a big pool that everybody's drawing from.
It's an interesting question. So now we have basically a difference of perspective between Kimmy and Sin. as to whether or not the fact that they're funding Medi-Cal's funding and Medi-Cal gets money from federal, whether that would affect Rady directly.
Let me point it out like this: the people that are suing them are in ties with Medi-Cal. It's the state attorney general. You see what I'm saying?
Kimmy, I'm going to leave it up here. Okay, we'll make your money. I'm going to just leave that as my default up here
for the rest of the show.
She said it was an accidental 20, so I'm going to just like leave it here.
Thanks, Kimmy. We appreciate the accident. But yeah, no, if you see it as a big pool, they're giving that portion of them. That Medi-Cal problem is on Medi-Cal, not Rady. Rady is getting a direct 3.9 million or 3.6 million from the federal government for federal grants, specifically for their child advocacy center.
Interesting.
Exclusively for that, nowhere else.
I'm still torn. I'm not sure which of you is right. Fletcher says, Joe, bring the matching tracksuits back. The not a cult following will return. That's probably
I've got
true.
a whole look. I when I bought the murder cabin, guys, the only reason why I got it is because it has a huge shop on it, right? And it's filled with tracksuits and Nikes and one random pair of New Balances. I don't know why Joe ordered that. Never mind.
Printer God, who's been a member for 25 months, says anything I've ever watched on YouTube is because it was in my home page feed, not because of a notification. Notification spam makes it useless. I'll tell you this much, Printer God. I'll tell you this much. I think that different people have different ways. I think that I find that if I miss notifications on X versus putting out notifications in my community, like if I don't put it in my community, I find my numbers are down. It's very, I don't know what works, but I do think that there's been a lot of problems with YouTube this week. So maybe I, you sort of always, it's like I sort of almost like wonder, like is this like a long-term problem? I mean, you have to realize this is my livelihood here.
Yeah.
So if all of a sudden you found out that your livelihood got hit by like 30%. Or
oh yeah,
more,
I would definitely.
You start freaking out about that.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you another little piece of advice on it though, Joe. Is like, and I get like your day's hectic. You don't have like the consistency of when you start, right? Because because what happened, and I'm not be easy. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm not finger wagging you. But if you, what people do is people don't pay attention. And they go about their day and they go, look, I'm going to watch Joe later. And then they get a notification. Go, oh, Joe's on. I'm washing dishes or whatever they're doing. And then they'll turn it on. Boom. Because you don't have a consistent start time. It's not 10 o'clock on the dot or within like 5-10 minutes every night.
Right.
Because it varies so much.
I take this for the constructive criticism it's intended.
That's all I was trying to be. I'm trying to keep the tone very modern, very just like tempered and very
moderate.
Yeah, very moderate. I'm literally writing LOL ha 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 on my phone to myself right now. I
do think that there's truth to that.
Yeah.
I think that what ends up happening, I'll end up literally getting hung up on a thumbnail. Like tonight's thumbnail, like ended up taking me like I could read to you my conversation with whatchamacallit?
With Grok?
With ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm like, for the love of God, please just make the damn thumbnail. And they'll make something. I'm just like, no, this sucks. That doesn't look anything like Chuck Schumer. What the hell are you doing? It's like they'll give me a guy. He looks like Hyman Roth from The Godfather 2.
Yeah,
and it's like that's Chuck Schumer. I'm like, what?
That's
not Chuck Schumer. What the hell is that? You anti-Semites?
I was about to say what you could do is you could AI the background and then put your overlays on it, like the Chuck Schumer thing and all
that's
that
what
stuff.
I asked them to do that, and I can't tell you. This is here. I'll show you right now. By the way,
because you got to trick ChatGPT into thinking that it's not a real person.
Right. Well, this is what I okay. So I actually I'll show you something here. Check this out. Let me send this backwards. This let me.
Chuck looks so dumb.
I actually was thinking about doing away with the border, but I think people find it faster because of the border.
I don't think the border's make or break really.
So I started doing the border because people were telling me that they wanted something identifiable for my show, that if they see a whole bunch of notifications, they'll know it's my show.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think my face is sort of covers that, which I always have either this or I have this thing up here, you know, my logo thing up there. So I'll always have one or the other. But this was one picture that I had. The picture I had before this was this picture.
Ooh.
Which I was like, I don't like.
Didn't pop enough. Yeah, that doesn't pop enough.
It doesn't pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no pop to it.
And I was like, make me a picture of kids painting a pride flag over the American flag.
Yeah.
I was like, I want it to be like fresh paint of them painting over. And I was just like, and all the images that they gave me were terrible. Like, this is like the best one that they have. I was like, this is awful. Like, I need something that's gonna. So then with this one, you know, when they gave me this, I was like, no, I don't want to have the flag side by side. I want to have a whole American flag. I want to be clear that it's painting over it. And ChatGPT is arguing with me, saying we cannot express a political opinion like that, which is showing replacing it. I'm like,
you got to talk to it like it's.
I was like, please just do it for me. It's nothing wrong with it. I'm not trying to say let's get rid of America.
That's what you got to do.
You know why I'm doing this. I'm like, I had a whole conversation with you about what my show is about. They're like, wow, that's a really great idea, but we can't produce that. We're not allowed to. And I'm just like, oh, you can do it. And sometimes when I tell them they can do it, like I'm literally spending 45 minutes and then they make me the exact same image 4 times. Tell me, okay, fine, now we'll do it. And I'm like, why? And why is it like this?
You just have to word it the right way. There's a bunch of little tips and tricks. It's very aggravating and very annoying. I've read into it a bunch of times, but
so that I literally will spend 40 minutes just trying to get a thumbnail that I think is popping right.
Well, what will happen though if you did go ahead and set your show with Good Logic, whatever, right? Without the title, without the thumbnail, your banner should be your placeholder thumbnail. Usually, that's what mine is.
Yeah.
And so your banner would be there, and then when it'll be. People can probably notification and all that stuff. So
objectively, you're probably right. Objectively, it's probably just worth it just to so people know 10 o'clock sharp. I'm going to be here.
That's the sharp thing is the one thing. But then I normally give myself like a 10-minute window in case something happens. Right, trying to pull a topic, whatever. But the sharp thing, the consistency on that, because then it becomes like a habit, must see TV. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah. And that's what Heisenberg's saying. Put a placeholder thumbnail, then update. All right. I'm doing 10. I'll do the 10 o'clock thing. I'll make a placeholder. I'll try to get it up there by 4 or 5 o'clock every day.
Okay. That's what I do. And then I can go ahead and tweet it out and promote it throughout the day for you.
Right. Okay. Thank you. YouTube was having issues about an hour last night. Homepage was not working. I look for locals reminders, and I tend to tune into shows that start at a consistent time. Fair enough. All right. So we'll do I'll do the 10 o'clock thing. 10 o'clock is my time. There you go. Okay. We're sticking to my 10 o'clock. We're sticking to it. That's my New Year's resolution.
Well, I know that it becomes think about old TV, right? Where you knew Friends was going to come on at this certain time every night. That's the same theory that I have in my head, and it works. Our channel is growing by leaps and bounds. Like in this past month, between coming on here and being consistent with our shows and the topics that we've covered, I think we got like 138 new subscribers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great.
I'll
tell you right now. I actually have been getting. I've been getting very positive feedback about you over the last month or so. You've definitely stepped your game up.
Thank you. I do what I can.
I'll look. I knock you all the time on here, but I'm telling you. But I'm telling you right now. I've gotten from several different people have told me that they like the energy that you bring to the show.
I try to. I
you definitely. I know this. Look. You guys can say whatever you want. The haters can say whatever they want about him. I'll tell you this. He really does clearly put in a lot of effort. And when he gets better, you won't see it.
Thanks, Joe. Way to go, guys. We did it, boys. And somebody said sin grows on you like a fungus. Look, I enjoy talking politics. My other stuff, like I said, is a lot of like Montagraph type people that are causing shenanigans in my community right now. And so coming over here flexes that or scratches that itch for figuring out what's going on in the world and what's happening around me and all the nonsense. So you know, also tonight wasn't as torturous as it normally is. I did get to make fun of Chuck Schumer though.
Right.
That's great. The Medi-Cal thing, the California thing still blows my mind. That is insanity to me. But yeah.
Well, I got one more thing to blow your mind before we get out of here. First,
let's go.
First, let me just cover this. Brian Oldenkamp coming in here hard with 10 new members of the following. God bless you, Brian Oldenkamp. Coming in here and hitting us with 10 new members. Who'd you bring to the show tonight? Let's check this out. I'm gonna have to coming in here and hitting the echo myself. I knew I was gonna hear an echo myself. Oh, look at that. Fletcher boy received the following 10 people. Brought into the following courtesy of Brian Oldenkamp. Please make sure you express your gratitude to Brian Oldenkamp for this most amazing gift, the gift of life, a gift of a brighter future and a better you. And that would include you, Fletcher boy. That's right. This guy's he's been at me all night. And he got gifted. Look at it. That's instant karma gonna get you. And as well as Vince Olsha, $14.99, Bine Mindy, Nana Geek, Sid Waters, Corso Travin, Katie, 1305, Diana Lambert, One Way Bridge, and Mike Kazan. Welcome to the following. Please bear in mind that I am not at all the leader of the following. I'm just a host.
Well, I mean,
and thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate the love.
He just doesn't want to bear the tax burden is all it is. That's literally what it is. But I'm telling you, once he gets the tax-free status for it being a religion and the cult fully forms, he's then going to be like, oh, I was the leader of the
They're all lies. I'm telling you guys
what's gonna happen. I'm okay. All right, we'll see.
Defamatory lies.
Defamatory lies.
Now, I'll tell you, the California story bothered you, huh?
Yeah, it's aggravating, man.
Well, I'm gonna introduce you to a concept that's gonna be even that maybe you may find more aggravating or less. I don't know. That one seems to have much more of a real world consequence.
Yeah,
as opposed to this one, which is the pipe dream of Pramila Jayapal.
Are those words? Did you actually use real human language?
I really don't know how to pronounce her name.
Okay. She looks like she had a stroke or she has Bell palsy.
She's a member of the squad, Pramila Jayapal.
Yeah.
I've
seen this broad around. I don't know much about it.
How would you pronounce that?
Jayapal.
Pramila, right?
Yep.
It's not Pramila. It's not Pramila.
No, that'd be Pramila. It's one L.
Pramila
would be the Y sound. Yeah, it's Pramila.
Pramila Jayapal?
Yeah, Jayapal.
You call it Prima Donna Jayapal.
There we go.
That works best. All right. Listen to this lunatic.
To trans people everywhere, I also want you to know this.
Those
people are threatened by your strength.
No, we're not.
Your joy in being fully who you are.
How are they joyous? The 49% number, lady. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Bring the joy back in your life. Back in your life. Back in your life. With the joy.
Trans people, just so you know.
This is when she's introducing a bill for the Trans Bill of Rights.
Nice. Okay. Got you.
The Trans Bill of Rights.
Mm-hmm.
You have your Bill of Rights. They have their Bill of Rights.
Sure.
It's almost like they're saying they're not Americans or they're not humans or they just, they have their own Bill of Rights. So apparently those folks who she would label transphobes, which is a pretty stupid term when you consider that the word phobe means fear. And yeah, that the anti-trans.
I saw that big broad earlier in the show. It might be a little fear there. You know.
Do you know the origin of the term homophobic?
Not exactly. No.
The reason the term is called homophobic, which is it's a slur to say homophobic, and not the slur the way they mean it. Meaning, they'll try to use it as a slur to say you're homophobic if you don't support homosexuality.
Got you.
What I'm saying is it's a slur because the term phobe is from the Greek origin, from the Greek suffix meaning fear.
Yeah.
So what, are you afraid of gay people? No. What they are trying to imply with the term homophobia is that every person is homosexual. And the only reason someone is against homosexuality is that they have a fear of their own latent homosexuality.
Could I just not want my booty touched? Maybe I could just, maybe that could be it.
I'm telling you.
Not that I have a fear of it, right? But I'm just not, hey, it's not what I want.
Let me tell you something. He can give you a lot more than 5 reasons why it's better to kiss girls than boys. Okay? A lot more. We opened this show up with a clip of these two guys who are obviously very experienced ladies men who had kissed Chads explaining why they prefer kissing girls to boys. Not that they ever would kiss boys.
They would never do that.
And they've kissed so many girls.
Yeah,
crazy.
tons of girls.
The one saying 100, way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because all he's doing is kissing girls and drinking Red Bulls.
That's it. That's all you do in life.
Yeah, but the point is, so no, it's the term homophobia, I'm saying, is a slur because it's basically saying that you have some sort of latent homosexuality, which really, just because you're anti-homosexual. So what I'm saying is, very few people have homophobia. There are a lot more people than that who are anti-homosexual. But homophobic, no. And the term transphobic is just kind of funny. Because when you understand what the phobia is supposed to be saying, it's like you're afraid of your own latent transsexuality.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
I'm not scared to wear a dress. You are.
Yeah. Well, she's saying you are because you're afraid, you're upset with it. You don't know, you're not free to express yourself.
No, I'm not scared to do it. I have great gams.
To trans people everywhere, I also want you to know this. Those people are threatened by your strength, by your joy in being fully who you are. Those who fight against trans people are just jealous of the freedom.
You're just jelly. You're just jelly.
I'm so mad I'm not putting on makeup every morning and running outside pretending I'm a woman. Sure, man.
That's right. That's right.
That they have taken to be fully who they are. And so those people just want to destroy that rather than imagine what it would be like to be fully who they are. Wise words from our young people. So
wise words from our young people.
Today, the Trans Bill of Rights makes those freedoms we all deserve as clear as the paper they are written on. And we intend to continue this fight until we win this fight.
So there you go. It's
just so dumb. It's just so dumb. They have the same rights we have. They have no different rights than we do. Nobody's going out to trans people with pitchforks and torches.
They need more rights.
They literally
than
have
you.
the American Bill of Rights. You do not need any more than that. Nothing more, nothing less. It is perfect the way it is. Stop it.
I'm going to tell you what it's really about ultimately is a legal thing that they want to be recognized as a class. That's what they're desperately seeking. That they want to be a recognized, like it's federally protected, Title IX, that discrimination would be illegal. That's what they're ultimately about. Here's Ed Markey talking about another congressman talking about this.
Oh, this guy. Get a comb, bro.
The wrong day for him to be outside, right? Look at this. You can see like it's almost
You
like
can literally see the sun shine through to that big old head of yours.
it's hilarious. It's really it's like he has a hand on that electric ball. You can see like the electric things, like the electricity shooting up through him or something.
Oh,
We're
man.
going to fight every single day to put trans rights.
You're not
into
fighting
the law of
anything,
our
dude.
country.
You're fighting off a heart attack walking up steps. Stop it. You're gonna be fighting off a crypt keeper here pretty soon.
That's what
Chill
I was
out.
totally
Good
going.
Lord, man.
Totally going Crypt Keeper. I was trying to figure out how to like work it in because I was actually thinking who's the enemy of the Crypt Keeper. So like that way, like that's who he's fighting off.
I feel like he's about to start. What was it? An HBO show. He's about to pop out of a coffin laughing at me. Jesus, man.
Because trans rights are human rights, and that's why my colleagues and I have laid out a simple yet powerful truth in the trans.
You gotta be impressed that he chose this tie here to give off the trans vibe.
And didn't even look in the mirror before he walked out. Just slapped that bad boy on, crooked as hell.
Bill of Rights. Trans people have the right to live free from discrimination. Trans people have the right to live free from violence. And trans people have the right to live free from government intrusion.
I really hope he gets pneumonia.
What the
Is that wrong thing for me to say?
No, I'm not just out of the blue, though. I really hope he gets a serious chest infection. Like, honestly, guys.
No, I'm looking at him not wearing a collar. Like he's got to wear. I think he's purposefully, displaying this trans flag of his on his tie. Oh, the dude's outstanding in Washington in the dead of winter without a coat at like 90 years old.
That's
So,
very piss poor planning, right?
Yeah, why is he doing that? Unless like he's very proud of the trans flag tie. So I think it would just be fitting for him to get pneumonia. I didn't say gets pneumonia and dies. I said
Yeah. I knew what you were saying. Yeah, I got it.
I wasn't saying Jonathan Tyler-ing the guy. I was just saying
waiting for the end of his speech where he goes, and subscribe to HBO Max where you can see me on Tales from the Crypt.
Whatever, I'm just saying. That's just what I was wishing for.
From government intrusion into their bodies and into their lives. Our resolution.
Into their bodies and into their lives.
Yeah, instead they want some surgeons sticking their hands into their bodies.
I'm waiting for a strong wind to just blow him off the stage. Just a good gust to trip him up.
that would be epic.
Somebody grab my feet. I'm going off the stage. Seriously.
Watch him get Mary Poppins off the stage.
Affirms the right to gender affirming health
Gender.
care, the right to accurate identity documents, the right to fully participate.
Accurate identity documents. They have accurate identity documents. They want inaccurate identity documents. That's what they want.
They're allowed to do that everywhere. I don't know any place that's denying them once you go through the full transition to swap it on your license. So
participate in school, in work, and in public life, just like anyone else. We're gonna.
They really want to use the lady shitter. Just let them use the lady shitter, okay?
That's basically what he's saying. Yeah, he's like, we want to shove them into women's locker rooms so they can beat the hell out of people with their psychosis that's been undiagnosed and untreated.
Jesus, man.
It's like we're not just putting like men in women's locker rooms. We're putting the most psychotic of men.
100%.
The most deranged psychotic of men in women's locker rooms. That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. The ones who we refuse to treat. We're too busy snipping the sternum from the axles.
Look, I don't want these guys in my locker room. I definitely don't want them in my sister's or my girlfriend's locker room. Okay, let's calm down, guys.
It's an interesting point. Because I got to tell you, if I saw a trans woman in the gym locker room with me, I think I'd be freaked out by that.
I would immediately, like I do in every locker room at the gym, look at my feet and do what I got to do and leave.
Yeah, I see. I haven't used a gym locker room in like 5 years.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it shows.
Thank you. I think that I would get very freaked out if there was seriously either a trans man or a trans woman in there.
Yeah.
I think I'd be freaked out.
Yeah, if it was a trans like male to or female to male, I would be freaked out. Because at that point, I don't care what you're trying to be. This is like mixed company. I'm not comfortable with you being in here. There's just certain things that stay private. But I also don't want a male to female in the locker room with with, like I said, my girlfriend or my sister or my daughter. So I'd rather put up with them, in my locker room.
Are you saying you want to shoulder that burden for them?
Yeah. But I would prefer them just not be in any locker room. They can get changed in their car.
Yeah.
Why do I look at my feet? Because I do not want to look around. Look, men's locker rooms at gyms are bad. You just look at the floor. Don't look anywhere else. There's no shame. Old dudes have no shame. I'm just saying.
Hey, Joe, I give you my Gentile card. I'm an uncircumcised Scotch Irish. Well, I'll tell you what, first and foremost, I appreciate the spirit with which you're meaning that. I've never been seeking a Gentile card. I'm actually very proud of being Jewish. I love being Jewish. I feel very blessed that I'm Jewish. So I appreciate that. I understand that you're being kind there. And I thank you for that. I'm just saying, I got from Nate the lawyer, I got an impasse card many years ago.
Do you use it?
I haven't broken it in yet.
I use it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Show me.
What? You want me to say it on your show?
You say it all the time?
Yeah. All right. Nigger.
Wow. What the hell?
You just said say it. What are you talking about?
What the hell is wrong with you?
You just said to say it. I ask you. Are you sure?
Freaking racist.
No, it's just a word.
I had no idea. I am so sorry. I had no idea.
What are you doing? You just baited me. No, that's what it is. I see. It's a word. That's all it is. It's the context. So.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I'm done.
I can't. First of all, that was a very hard R.
That's the word.
That was a very, very hard R.
But that's the word. What do you want me to do?
How do you ever stay monetized?
Those words aren't
per
the rules. As long as you're not using them to denigrate someone, you're allowed to use them.
All right.
So
wow.
Don't wow me. You just said do it. You double dog dared me, basically. And now you're hanging your head in shame. Jesus, Joe.
I'm not hanging my head in shame. I did nothing wrong. I'm just,
You called me over.
I didn't expect like this to become like a whole cycle of hate kind of thing happening here.
A cycle of hate? I can't with you. I can't.
I just didn't think all that rage was built up inside of you.
There was no rage. It was said very peacefully. Now you're just gaslighting me again.
I don't really understand. What did they do to you?
They did no.
I happen
Somebody's
to be.
saying
I happen to
white
be very.
rage.
I happen to be. I have a lot of black friends, and I have.
I
deep
got
respect
tons
for
of them.
them.
I got a black
speaking.
co-host.
I'm not speaking. So now he's trying to pretend that I'm black here or something.
I mean, I've got a nice note. You said, "Oh, you generated them." Wait, what do you mean you generated them?
I don't know. I'm not sure what that was meant.
I swear, Joe, the gaslighting right now is so terrible. Can we go to the next topic so we can leave now? My face is absolutely red.
No, I'm just trying to figure out like how to pivot out of that.
Stop gaslighting me. Just stop double dog daring me and then gaslighting me afterwards.
I never thought you would just like throw that out. Pneumonia has helped the age crossover. This is helps them transition to a corpse. So I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip. Top Democrats reintroduce the Trans Bill of Rights. So what's in the Trans Bill of Rights? And what makes these the top Democrats? Because this kind of looks like scraping the bottom of the barrel to me.
Yeah, I was about to say these are not even like the top people in the squad or any of the other little communities
this is like,
or groups.
Yeah, they got like number 4 in the squad, number 3 or 4 in the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's no one knows who the hell Ed Markey is. What state's he from? I don't know.
I have no clue whatsoever.
I heard the guy speak, and I still don't know what state he's from.
Yeah, is he Boston? Is he New York? Like, where is he even from?
I don't know.
Connecticut?
I have no idea if this is a member of the House or some aide or somebody who has AIDS. I have no idea who this Asian Fu Manchu guy is.
Wait, is that an Asian with a mullet back there? That's a redneck Asian. That's a Rasian.
A Rasian?
That's a Rasian.
Right? I don't know who this mystery Russian woman is.
Never seen her a day in my life.
This babushka, or how many times you can like open her up and take out smaller versions of her nesting inside of her. I don't know who this blue-haired chick is. These are the top Democrats. This really feels like it really and whatever this is, which is definitely this pronoun. We'll just call this the pronoun person over here. That's a pronoun person, right?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks very much like a pronoun person. Well, U.S. Senator Ed Markey. Oh, he's from Massachusetts. There you go. U.S. Representative
that sounded like
Pramila Jayapal and Sarah Jacobs announced the reintroduction of a trans bill of rights on Wednesday. Despite chilling winds and snow on the ground and no coat, transgender activists, LGBTQ rights advocates, and trans-supporting lawmakers gathered outside the U.S. Capitol to announce the reintroduction of the Transgender Bill of Rights resolution to protect trans Americans as the Trump-Vance administration continues to target LGBTQ Americans. 30. They managed to amass 30 people for their top Democrats. Managed to get together 30 people, mostly staff members. Today we say loud and clear that trans rights are human rights and they must be protected. We heard all this idiocy. With the Trans Bill of Rights, we're laying out a comprehensive vision to provide protections for transgender and non-binary people, a vision that ensures every single person has a chance to thrive, irrespective of their lack of psychiatric care. A vision that says you are us, you belong, and you are worthy in the same rights of everyone else, psycho. This bill supports amending the Civil Rights Act to ensure that trans people have the same rights and protections as all other Americans. See? That's what I was saying. They want civil rights protection.
Somebody said I need a cigarette after that hard R.
We all heard that. We all heard the Zippo flipping over there.
Now people are sending me racist gifts in my DMs. Stop it! I'm a free speech absolutist, people. Calm down.
Okay. Look. All right. just to take care of the white elephant in the room that we haven't discussed.
Why is it a white elephant now? It's fine. It's just
just to address this so we can get this out. Okay.
Let's get it.
So we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
When I was offering you an opportunity to say it, I assumed you would weave it in to conversation in a way that was, organic or seemingly organic. I was not expecting it to expult from your
delivery
mouth
is what got you,
and just sort of splatter against your camera there, and just be like dripping down the lens. So that's all we can just see like a couple of G's and an I and an R just sort of just like slithering down the lens. That was just it was a very aggressive.
It was abrupt.
Almost.
Don't say aggressive. It was not aggressive.
It was graphic. It was graphic. It was gratuitous. That's what it was. That's the word I was looking for.
You called it graphic and now gratuitous.
It's graphic. It was graphic and gratuitous. Like sometimes it's like, okay, I know this is supposed to be like.
Thank you, Chad. He did.
I knew this
was
going to be like. I knew this was going to be like I knew this was going to be like some killing in this movie. I didn't realize it was like Kill Bill levels of like, oh, there's just feet on the floor, cut off foot on the floor. That's the gratuitous. Like you were just like splatter, the blood splatter everywhere.
Yeah.
That was just like, a woman who was like, a week and a half late on her, a week and a half late, and all of a sudden there was just blood everywhere.
Just gaslighting me so hard
nasty.
right now is what you're doing. Stop describing it that way. It was not. I said a simple word. And now you're just sitting here gassing. You could have finished your story. It was fine. Somebody made a funny joke in the chat. I don't think you're a free speech absolutist now.
I still have you sitting next to me. I'm just saying.
I walk so you can run. That's what it is. The white elephant in the room. That's how you had to start it? Out of all of it? Out of all the ways you could have said it?
I could have said the black elephant.
You could have just said the elephant in the room. You didn't have to have a descriptor there.
Okay, wait. Oh, there is a phrase, the white elephant in the room.
Sits with.
That is the phrase.
I thought it was just the elephant in the room.
No, it's the white elephant in the room.
White elephant in the room?
Go.
Let me do it.
I got this. Grok.
We're gonna ask Grok.
Is the phrase the elephant in the room or the white elephant in the room?
The common phrase is the elephant in the room.
Boom!
Obvious problem everyone's ignoring. White elephant is a totally different idiom. It refers to something expensive, useless, or burdensome, like a fancy gift you can't get rid of. So yeah. It's just elephant in the room. No white needed.
But there is a phrase.
You just get completely pwned by Grok.
Looking around
there is a phrase, a white elephant in the room.
There is. Completely not used.
Yeah, you're right. People do say a white elephant in the room sometimes. It just blends the two idioms. Elephant in the room, obvious issue everyone avoids, plus white elephant, something costly and pointless.
Yes. Yes. So in this context,
you're
white
not going to gaslight me.
As something that was unnecessary and costly.
And costly.
Yes, it is costly.
It's not.
It's not the pink elephant.
Yeah, I've heard the pink elephant in the room before. I've never heard white elephant in the room. You just got owned by Grok.
Grok just said there is a phrase, white elephant in the room.
There is, and it's meant for like getting a gift that you can't re-gift. So I guess if I'm an expensive gift that you can't re-gift now, Joe.
No, that was an expensive moment that I can't undo. I can't put that genie back in the bottle.
That's fine.
I was like, this show's already gonna get me hit by I'm gonna have all them gays.
You're not gonna
after
get
me.
hit for that.
I'm like, all them gays are gonna come after me for what I
Oh,
was
the
saying
kids are getting now.
earlier.
You have said way more racist things than just a simple word, Joe, on this show with me sitting here
Tonight.
Not tonight.
I've never said
you're
anything.
passively aggressive.
I don't say anything racist ever. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm
Oh.
not even kidding, by the way. I never say racist stuff. I'm not racist.
No, I wouldn't say you are a racist, but what phrases and things that people would take as racist. We had a whole conversation about Native Americans one night that I can't even show my mother that show.
I don't have a problem with Native Americans.
Now you're trying to justify your words and phrases, huh?
My point was that was an unhealthy culture.
Go ahead. Walk this one out for me.
It's an unhealthy culture if you're not growing.
Got you.
And you're regressing from like what, pretty much, missing link type of humanoid has. That's regression. That's not a good thing. It's like, oh my gosh, we don't have a wheel anymore. like how do you not have brick? How do you not have brick? That's the thing which just confounds me. You don't have brick. Like seriously, in Abraham's times, in Abraham's times, they had brick.
Yeah.
Okay. Noah lived to see brick, but not Chief Sitting Bull. Like that doesn't make any sense. That's a regression. If Noah had brick
right now,
if Noah had brick, I think I don't know. I'm just saying Pocahontas should have had brick too.
What about modern day Native Americans though? How do you feel about them?
Oh, I don't know any.
You don't live in their neighborhoods.
No, believe it or not too many of them are ambling through my shul. And it's just not something that happens. No. So actually I have no problem with modern ones because I think they're probably
we've now given them brick. You've already read that one.
I know, but I want to bring it again.
Now you're just bullying me.
The resolution for the House and Senate reads, recognizing that this is the duty of the federal government to develop and implement the transgender Bill of Rights to protect and codify the rights of transgender non-binary people under the law, and ensure their access to medical care, shelter, safety, and economic security. Trans Legislation Tracker, an independent research organization that collects data on anti-trans legislation from the hyper-local level to the floor of the U.S. Senate, found that in 2025, 1,022 measures were proposed across the country to restrict the rights of trans Americans, from healthcare removals to bathroom bans. Yeah, that's because they're basically saying that if we stop transitioning children, that's like, against the trans community. This is the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just it's more grandstanding. It's more pearl clutching.
And it's more of like people who are making a choice and then want to say, well, now I'm a victim of my choice. So help me, government, because I'm a victim of my choice.
I chopped my arm off and now it's your problem.
Go to hell. Yeah. It's terrible. It's really these people, those people. All right. Well, it was really great being monetized while we were here.
You're still going to be monetized. I'm telling you.
Do you think this show isn't yellow yet?
Oh, no. Yeah, well, your topics are yellow, 100%. What I did is not demonetizable.
Oh, so it's not. Oh, now you're trying to just basically say it's not you, it's me.
100% every time.
I don't really accept your perspective on this.
Well, that's fine. We can agree to disagree as friends and gentlemen. How about that?
Why don't you tell these folks where they can find you in case they want more idiocy?
I am a free speech absolutist, and I say what I want, how I want on my show every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I changed it. I made it very simple. Everybody was confused by the dot, so it's FFS Cast. We cover a bunch of locales. Like Nick Ricada used to cover Monty Graff, then got sued by him, and that's what we do. We also cover topics in the indie comic scene and whatever else is going on in the world that we feel like pointing and laughing at. So that's it. Oh, you can follow me on Twitter at Ambient Aristotle.
If you've not yet hit the like and subscribe buttons here, I urge you to please do that. And then click that link in the description. You can even pin it in the chat if you're so inclined.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. We're almost, let's see, we're like 184 away from being fully monetized.
Wow, look at that. Up and coming.
Yeah. So then we can run ads. It'll be fantastic.
I'll be able to say I knew you win. All right. Well, make sure you guys do that. I am going to be kicking you on over to Jim Tells You.
Yeah, great guy.
And who is a great guy, and he's probably going to be here tomorrow. I would expect. So I guess what's left for me to let you guys know. At first, I got to do a quick check here. Joe, does shave? J.H. Schwabach wants to know, Joe, does shaving the area around your twig and berries make a man a trans? No. Definitely not.
Somebody said my bet was that Bronco would drop it first. Bronco would say it in a heartbeat. He's a Chad. He does what he wants, how he wants.
This is true. This is true. He definitely would.
Me and Bronco are cut from the same cloth.
You know something Bronco never ever does?
What is that?
He doesn't eat lab meat.
Oh, he doesn't? Awesome.
No.
That's great.
No, because lab meat is meant for folks for they thems. The folks we've been talking about now. It's never been meant for you or him.
Yeah.
So don't be touching that lab meat. And do not eat the bugs. Don't do it. Don't eat the bugs. I thank you for joining me. 10 o'clock sharp tomorrow. 10 o'clock. Till then, have a good night and Godspeed.
Bye.